You're listening to The Starting Block on tavshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what.
Hey, welcome to the Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got story times. We got headlines of the week. We got Nestle dick moves, Hyundai updates, stat bans, cancel everything. All that and much, much more here on the block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from the Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is tavshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to the Starting Block for another week. We got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who's reconsidering his submarine trip scheduled for later this year. My co-captain Damo, how are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, listenership, blockheads, millions around the world. Yep, the little submarine, the little yellow submarine. It's are they still alive down there, or what's going on?
Unknown at this stage. So it's safe to assume things not looking good.
I mean, if you're a billionaire, right? What is with these billionaires? They either want to go into space or go to the bottom of the ocean. Wouldn't you just want to sit back, drink cocktails in your mansion, and get blowjobs from lingerie models? Wouldn't that be enough? Like, what more do you fucking want?
You'd think
know?
so.
Yeah.
You'd think so. Greed, though, Damo. There was someone I had to run down the other week of like, how much money is too much? You know, like when is there just like, should there be a cap on money? When you think about it, going, look, you know, I have 100
Sounds very
million in the
communist
bank.
of you, by the way.
I'm ready to go communist, I think.
Ready to go.
Because of the greed that is this world. Everything's more expensive. Everyone wants more.
Voice the hammer and sickle. We're ready to. We're ready for the
go.
revolution. The drums are beating.
They've broken.
Yeah.
They've broken me, Damo. They've broken me.
Okay.
Like, you know, if you've got $1 billion in the bank, I think you're covered. You don't need to make any more money. Calm the fuck down. You're capped. Thanks for coming. Your money tap is turned off. That might make the world a little bit of a better place because you have these people that have incessant money and greed, etc. I'm ready. I've got the sickle ready to go, man.
There's plenty of greedy poor people too, though. You know,
Well, there is, but there's
a
different
greedy
kind of greed.
poor
They're trying to,
person.
you know, eat.
For example, yeah, but everything's relative, right? So you might be sharing, let's say, hot chips with your friend, or let's say you're sharing a 10-pack of nugs. KFC nuggets with your mate, and you know that he's had 6 and you've only had 4, yet he doesn't have a fucking penny to his name. Like, you're never going to eliminate greed. Greed is always going to be factored in. I think the least we can do is profit from it.
We're going to cap greed.
We're going to cap greed or the results of greed. One or the other.
Yeah. One or the other.
Okay, so
but
no
we-
submarines.
yeah.
I mean, you know, do we want billionaires shooting themselves into space? I think it's a good thing, you know. Let's get more submarines, more billionaires shooting
More
themselves into
billionaires,
space. Yeah, let's set them up. Set them up off world, maybe.
If we can, the natural selection in reverse, though.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah, I like
Jim in the chat saying they're dead. We've got a question from Mofo Storm fan joining us in the chat, by the way, tonight, Greeno. Nice, Gary.
Welcome, Mofo.
Now, he's asked, which one of us is Cousin Larry out of the Perfect Strangers theme song?
Oh, we've had
Greeno?
this discussion before, haven't we?
Okay,
Where,
have we decided?
Because we did. I think you end up being Balky and
I'm
I was
Balky.
Cousin Larry.
Right.
Because you're a bit more of a wild man who's a bit more fun-loving, whilst I'm very anal retentive and focused on cleanliness and tightness of money.
That's true. Cleanliness and tightness of money is true. I'm probably the more of the goat herding type, the more flighty, kind of harder to pin down. Like what's Balky doing today? I don't know. He's out shopping for a funny hat or something like that, or doing something strange. Yeah, that's more my style. You also have heritage from Meepos as well. Yes,
So,
I do, obviously. Yeah.
so obviously that has to put you in the Balky
Balky?
bucket.
Balky? That's what my mum calls me. That's how she talks. By the way. Balky? Yeah. And he's also asking for an update on the condiment Cold War. Do you remember that bit we were doing for a while? The condiment
I
Cold
do remember
War?
the Condiment Cold War. That was where you were establishing what was allowed to go on the table, wasn't it?
Yes.
With the lady books.
That's right. Well, on the bench next to the stovetop, Greener. I can tell you that I have fairly and truly and successfully won the condiment Cold War just through attrition, Greener. It was a war of attrition. I just kept putting more and more shit there. Yeah, she eventually stopped putting it away. So if you walked into the kitchen now, you would see the bottle of olive oil. There's 3 different kinds of pepper, 2 different kinds of salt. There's some garlic, dried garlic there. I've got herbs. I've got at least 7 or 8 different condiments sitting there next
You've
to the
basically
stove.
got
So I won.
a lazy Susan of condiments out there on the bench.
Yeah, correct. It was World War One. I was the Allies. It was trench warfare, and eventually we got them to sign, the Weimar Declaration, whatever the fuck it was called. We got them to sign over all of their rights, and now she has no rights in the kitchen. I run the fucking place. So yeah,
I like it.
Eventually, she will rise up. And she'll batter us and murder us and butcher us in an act of revenge dating back for some kind of cultural illegitimacy gripe, and we're prepared for that. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy the good times and enjoy our success, and we're going to screw down on our opponent in the condiment Cold War and make hay while the sun
The
shines.
lady Boogs, though, she's a very shrewd lady, and I can sense a bit of long planning, and I can also sense a bit of irony potential in her, the repercussions to come.
Yes.
I personally think she's slowly but surely been poisoning you with the condiments.
Ah, right. You think
So
she's
just a
putting something
little
in
bit,
there? Yeah.
just a little bit of something in each of them that you don't notice immediately because that'd be too direct. It's got to make sure the insurance is in order. It's got to be a slow burn, and then one day you'll be, I'm not feeling too good, and you'll just be down in a heap, slowly poisoned by your own greed of condiments.
Yeah, well, the joke's on her because I don't have any money. So, she's not going to get anything out of that deal. And then she'll be stuck with the baby boogie bumper baby all of her own. So, joke's on her. Is it worth it for a salt? I don't think so. For a salt shaker? Maybe not.
Ebbs and flows, though. You got to weigh up.
Yeah, that's true. Karma will get me back in the end. Definitely.
Very good. Damo, a bit of story time to kick off the show, sir.
Please.
I like stories about pinatas.
It was the Lady Greeno's birthday throughout the course of the week. So
happy birthday, Lady Greeno. Well done.
Lady Greeno. So we decided a couple of things. Thought, make a bit of a day of it. Let her do whatever she wanted to do. Turns out she didn't want to do much, which is good. So that helps out Greeno. That was a win.
Yeah.
I'm like, anything you want to do? I've taken the day off work. Anything you want to do? All good. She's like, I just want to sleep in. I'm like, excellent. Sleep in.
Beautiful.
Go nuts. That cost me no money. That's
I
a
can
win.
deliver that. Happy birthday, doll. I'll see you.
birthday.
I'll see you at lunchtime.
That's it.
And you're like, I've got the morning all to myself. This is fantastic.
it.
It's like my birthday too.
Double win. Drop the kids off at school. We're all good. But she's like, oh, look, we never really go out. We haven't gone out to dinner in probably 4 years. So she's like, I want to go out to we'll go out to dinner. We'll go somewhere like local.
Going out to dinner is so fucking overrated, though, don't you
Well,
think?
not when you haven't done it for 4 years.
Yeah,
So for
it's
us, it was
still
a bit of a treat.
overrated. It's still overrated. It's like if I had to put in this much effort just to eat a meal, I'd fucking be an anorexic. If I have to get dressed up and drive out there and sit down and make small talk and read a fucking menu, what am I reading for? Just bring me food, and then you got to pay for it. I mean, that's the ultimate insult for going out for dinner, don't you think? Fuck
Well, that's
that.
generally how dinner works, though. Even if you cook it yourself, you still got to pay for the ingredients.
Yeah, but you pay for the ingredients. You don't pay for the fucking labor,
Yeah, but say I'm paying for my own labour for not having to cook dinner that day. So once again, win for Greeno because I didn't have to cook that night. Yeah. So this is a
I
double
like
win.
cooking though. That's like
No,
my
me too. Hence the
relaxing.
reason I
That's
cook
my
every day.
release. Yeah.
But it was nice to have a night off. So anyway, she's like, I want to go to this place that's local. It's only just open. It's on the water.
Fish and chip shop.
It wasn't a fish and chip shop. But they did sell fish and chips. So the kids did have fish and chips there. So I'm like, all right, sweet. I'll book a table. We'll be all good.
Should have taken her to that one you went to the other day where the fucking old bag behind the counter makes you go and get it yourself.
Go get it yourself. Yeah. Exactly.
You better be paying with fucking cash, mate.
Cash.
Yeah.
Nothing but cash.
How romantic.
It's very romantic. So jump online, make a booking, table for 4, all good. Put a little birthday thing there. They're like, any special occasion? Yeah, put a birthday. So I was expecting some balloons, whatever. Then a couple of days later, I get this little message going to lock in your booking. Please provide your credit card details.
Oh, no.
As like a holding deposit, a la like a hotel.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? What the fuck is this, man? All I want is a table. Like,
yeah, I'm not sleeping under it.
We're not. I haven't ordered the fucking seafood basket for $790.
I won't be making any phone calls. I have no intention of pissing on the floor. Like I'm not going to shit the bed or anything. I won't be making any phone calls. Don't worry. I'm not going to go into the mini bar. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to owe you anything at the end of this. So you know, this is ridiculous.
So I'm like, wait, there's a holding deposit to fucking get a table. This is ridiculous.
So what if you cancel? They keep your money. Is that how it works? Or
well, I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know what the rationale was. It was just because you still had to pay when you got there. It's not like you had to prepay. It was very fucking weird. So anyway, I'm like, well, I'm not fucking giving them my credit card details. They can go get fucked. This is not happening. Yeah. I don't even give people phone numbers. That's how it rolls. So
you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt, Greeno. You know what I've started doing now when people pull some shit like this on me? I go, I'm sorry, I can't confirm that you're actually from the restaurant. So there's so many scams these days. I just don't give out my credit card details to anyone over the phone. Sorry.
100%.
Sorry. That's it.
Oh no, I
end of discussion.
So I was like, well, that's not happening. But I'm like, well, the wife wants to go here for dinner. So what am I going to do? And Greeno, once again, I've got this prepaid credit card. That has like
what the fuck? How does that even? How can you? If it's a prepaid credit card, it's not credit, is it? It's debit.
It's debit, but it's got the same functions as a credit card, right?
Okay.
So it's still a Visa card,
temporary debit card. Then,
but it's a temporary debit gift card.
Gift card.
Now,
so
now I
many
got this for
cards.
I got this like for a Christmas present. It's kind of been sitting in my wallet because it's only got like fucking 10 cents left on it.
Right.
And who can buy anything for 10 cents?
Yeah.
But because it's still got 10 cents on it, I can't bring myself to throw it out.
Yeah.
So I leave it in my wallet. I'm like,
You
yeah,
never know when I might need that, just one
and
day.
I fucking needed it right now because I'm like, all right, you guys need a credit card? Here you go. So here's my
nice,
prepaid
Gary.
gift card with 10 cents. You want a fucking holding deposit? You can have a 10-cent holding deposit for the fucking table. It's got none of my details on it. It's just a generic. It's like name, and it says gift card holder. There's that. Put in the card number.
This is
there
fantastic.
we go. Right.
What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we've been working on Gooden.life, and we're going to start rolling out some products. And the first product that I want to roll out on Gooden.life is going to be the Greeno Commerce Starter Pack. Okay.
Yeah.
And what it's going to have is it's going to have a prepaid credit card with 10 cents on it. Okay?
10 cents. That's all you need.
Yeah. It's going to have a, when you have to leave your phone number somewhere, you're going to leave your work phone number.
You
all
leave-
right?
not your current work number.
No,
your
an old work number. Okay.
It no longer is active.
Because
but
this is the
still
way-
registers as a number.
That's right. This is the way that the number one fan of communism, Greeno, wants to interact in the economy. He wants to leave a 10-cent deposit because he's worried about greed of rich people, right? We're going to leave a 10-cent deposit for a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
And when we want to give you a call, no worries. Here's the number of the fucking deli I used to work at in 1999. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the way we're going to handle things from now on.
How we roll.
I love it.
Greeno's gift starter pack.
Yeah.
So that's the story time for that one. I ended up going. It was a lovely meal. It was
I
all
like
good. Had
stories
had
about
myself a lobster
pinatas.
mornay. So I'm like, if I'm going to fucking go out, I'm getting snazzy shit.
Mornay.
Beer's
I don't
reasonably
trust.
priced.
I don't trust a Mornay because I'm like, what are you hiding in the sauce?
Well, that's the thing. The sauce was quite light. There wasn't much sauce. I could taste more. It was more lobster, so it was quite good. Wife had a good time out, but it still didn't overcome because I made a crepe cake for her.
Okay, a crepe cake.
Crepe cake, and it was like 18 layers of crepes with like filling in between each of it. That took me hours to make, and I'm like, well, I can have my lobster mornay, and you can enjoy whatever she ordered,
Right.
but it's not going to top the crepe cake.
Now, the all-important question, Greeno, did you get sex at the end? For the effort, for the 10-cent
the effort.
deposit. Yeah.
No, because she found out I left a 10% deposit. 10-cent deposit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
And
turn-off, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a bit of a turn off when you're that much of a tight ass.
Yes.
And I didn't get her the lobster mornay. I got that for myself.
She had salad.
Yeah.
Salad. She'll have
she
salad
had
and
the
a glass
dinner
of water.
rolls.
Yeah.
She had the dinner rolls that came with the lobster mornay.
No butter. Yeah. Just dry.
No butter. We did have a deconstructed cob loaf, though, which
What?
was whilst in itself was delicious. It wasn't what I was expecting when it came out. Because a cob loaf, I expect, big fucking lunk of bread, hole in the middle,
Yeah.
bit of fucking
sauce
dip,
in there. Yeah.
sauce in there, and you kind of
Cheesy
rip
stuff.
the bread, dip it in.
Yeah.
Came out, it was just like a regular bit of bread, and it's like, here's 3 little dipping things. And I'm like, what's the cob loaf? You're like,
I'm
this is the
sorry.
cob loaf.
No, I'm going to call a dick move on that.
That's a 100% dick move.
You can't. That's not a deconstructed anything. That's bread with dip. That's what that
bread with
is.
dip. I'm with ya.
It's not a deconstructed cob loaf, you fucking wanker. Get
But
the
that's
fuck
it.
out of here with your bread and dip.
Still delicious.
Yeah.
Like, everything was nice, however, not a cob loaf.
You know what I like, Greeno? I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I'm a bit of a minimalist. I really like, one of my favorite snacks is literally just like dry bread, like cheese, block cheese, and some celery. Like, and I'll eat that. I love that shit. I love a little bit of dry bread with just a little bit of olive oil, Greeno.
Well, that was the basis, because this was Lady Greeno's choice for entree.
Yeah.
And she's like, it reminds me when we were on our honeymoon and we had all these beautiful breads just dipped in oil and like dukkha and things like that.
Yes.
Amazing. And it was like, don't get me wrong, the bread was amazing. It was like soft, freshly baked, and it was just that. It was a bit of olive oil, bit of that, and there was something else. I forget what it was, but it was, still quite nice.
Jim
But
Enward in
once
the
again-
chat saying, Greeno, it's basically a spinach dip. Is that what you had? A spinach dip?
Yeah, no, well, there was no spinach dip in this cob loaf. And a regular cob loaf it normally is.
Is it? I thought it's more like a French onion kind of situation in a cob loaf.
It depends which one you get, but it's generally like spinach and cream and whatnot.
Definitely cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the kind of guy when you have when dessert comes around, I don't really get dessert. I'll get cheese and crackers for dessert,
See, I just get another beer, generally.
Another beer. Fantastic. Nice, Gary. Well,
Nice, Gary.
that was a good story. Yeah.
There we go. Hang on, I'm just looking up here. So, regular cob loaf, onion, bacon, chives, cream cheese, quarter of a kilo of that bad boy. Then you got 2/3 of a cup of regular cream. Then you got sour cream, cheddar cheese.
Okay, I'm just going to Google deconstructed cob loaf and see if the result is you're a fucking idiot. I'm going to have a look.
Yeah, now I got to look up. I got to look up what's in this bad boy. What was on the one I actually had?
This is what I'm thinking: cheese, bacon, and cheese. Like cheese and bacon. Yeah, this is more like it, Greeno.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was expecting. Didn't get that.
Yeah.
Still delicious though.
Yeah.
What have we got?
Fuck,
there?
I could go some cob loaf now after looking at these. Honestly, I could. Let's have a little look here. I'm going to throw this up on the screen.
There's something about putting stuff inside bread
Yeah, definitely.
that I'm a fan of. I talked about it often when I went to San Fran, getting a clam chowder in a sourdough.
Say it right, Frenchie. Say chowder.
Chowder.
Chowder
Say it.
is a bowl of chowder.
The lady Greeno has got a thumbs down for the clam chowder and the sourdough.
Oh, really?
But
Not a fan.
she's a fan of the deconstructed cob loaf. Here we go. So it's whipped garlic butter, extra virgin olive oil, and almond dukkha on this warm cob loaf.
What the fuck is dukkha, Greeno?
Dukkha, it's kind of like nuts.
Nuts.
Broken down nuts.
Deconstructed nuts, is it?
Deconstructed nuts. Not even a whole nut. You got to break that bastard down.
Yeah. What is your
Anyway,
favourite
straight.
nut, incidentally? Do you have one?
Probably a cashew. I'm a fan of a cashew.
Cashew? I only like cashews if they're mixed in with other stuff. So, because if I just eat cashews, it's like it's too sweet for me. So I
Can I
want
guess
them
yours?
salty.
I reckon you're an almond guy.
No, I'm peanuts, salted peanuts.
Just
man.
straight, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I remember
straight salted
remember the old Lone Star restaurants? You used to get you'd
The
rock
shell,
up and
yeah.
they have the shell peanuts, and it was amazing because you threw the shell on the floor,
Yep.
and it was like a big exciting thing. And then you realised you'd filled up on peanuts.
Well, do you know why they stopped doing that? This is when Australia started to, and by the way, thanks America yet again. Because there's a lot of things that America
Nut
should be
allergies?
proud of. No. There's a lot of things that America should be proud of, but one of the things they shouldn't be proud of is the fact that they've exported the litigious culture around the rest of the world, if you know what I mean. So what happened in the restaurants here, somebody slipped on a peanut shell and like broke their wrist or something, and then they
Is that
had
what
to
happened?
Yes, and then it was a big insurance case. They probably got like a fucking $1 million or something, and then
There we go.
all the restaurants said no more throwing the peanut shells.
No more nuts on the floor.
Yeah, I think to combat the litigious culture that we're now experiencing, where everybody's suing everybody all the time for everything. I want to introduce, since we're going to have the communist revolution, Greeno, we're going to have no more billionaires. Okay, 1 billion is the max that you're allowed to have. Okay,
Your caps, yeah.
caps.
You can earn zero more. Like you can work if you want, but you're entitled to $0 more when you get to $1 billion.
Yeah, so you need to work just to maintain the billion, I guess. Okay.
No, you're done. Once you got $1 billion, that's your spending for life. You're done.
No, but if you spend it though, you'll have less than $1 billion, and then
too
that
bad.
would re-trigger. So
You-
what?
no, that's the problem.
So you can only become a billionaire once, and if you go broke,
Once
that's it. Too bad.
You've got $1 billion, and that's going to last you the rest of your life.
The
You're done.
rest
Thanks for
of
coming.
That's it. Okay.
That's going to fix the economy
You
because
get
the
one
interest rate
shot.
hikes aren't working. So I'm going to fix it this way.
Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to bring that in. Now, what I want to also bring in to counter the litigious culture, I want to bring in a society that signs waivers for everything. And
Everything.
I have been a big advocate, and people tell me I'm fucking nuts for saying so, but I believe that we should have waivers for things like professional sports, like,
There's that already exists, mate. Wait till the BoogieBumper baby is a little bit older.
Yeah.
You go to a play center now. You go to like a jumping castle. At the door, you have to sign a waiver.
Oh, yeah, but that's for kids. I want it for everything. So,
Everything.
If you decide to go in this restaurant where they set fireworks off and run around with machetes and throw peanut shells on the floor, sign this fucking waiver. Yeah. If you want to play professional
have
sport
pre-planned
where there's a
waivers?
risk of you breaking your neck or something, guess what? Sign a fucking waiver. Yeah. I think we should be signing waivers for just about fucking everything. It's your choice to do it.
You look at the NFL CTE case.
Yes, sign a waiver.
You can sit there and go, these people didn't know what they were doing. You don't realise that fucking banging your head against another 150 kilo man at full speed
Might
is
have
going
an
to cause
impact.
brain damage. Fucking, if you didn't realise that, you already had brain damage before you signed up to the sport.
Jim Edward, by the way,
Greeno's
Greeno's a pistachio fan. Nice, Gary, for mentioning the pistachio.
I hadn't thought about a pistachio.
Often the
I don't
most
even
forgotten
frequently.
nut, I think, the pistachio.
I think the colour is off-putting as well when
Yeah,
it
it
comes
looks like
to a
piss,
pistachio.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of the green thing. Yeah, which is. Oh, wait, don't get me wrong. I love a pistachio. However, generally falls kind of to the wayside just on the colour standpoint. Doesn't look like a nut.
I'll tell you what, another underrated nut that we forgot to mention, Greeno. What about your hazelnut? Because you mostly only get it in spread form, don't you?
Yeah, spread form or inside a block of chocolate. That's not bad. I'll tell you a sneaky one I've been enjoying recently, a pine nut.
Pine nut. Now, that's in your kind of farmer's
salads.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's more in like meals opposed to just sitting there smashing a fistful.
Yeah. With your lamb or something like that. Little bit of crushed pine nut
anything
in there.
kind of Middle Eastern normally have a bit of a roasted pine nut action. That one's
on the
solid.
outside to make a little crust around your fucking meat or
Yeah,
whatever.
that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, pine nuts. An honourable mention for the pine nut. Nice game.
This has almost become like the Milo rankings.
Yeah, the nut rankings. Show us your nuts. We're going to have a segment. Show us your nuts. Send it in. Send in photos of your nuts, and trust me, we will be overwhelmed with testicles. Like that's what we're going to expect. So, and we want them too, by the way. That's actually my favourite nuts are testicles. So, there you go. Not my own though. Greeno's.
No.
I like. Yeah.
Someone else's. Yeah.
That's right.
Rando.
Yeah.
Rando nuts. Yeah. Another story time if I can, sir.
Please. Yeah, I like Indian nuts that get sent to me in DMs from random, I like the little story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
I left. I've been trolling English cricket fans on Twitter for the last week.
As you like to do. Good
As I
time
like
to do
to
it.
do. Well, it's
Have
Ashes,
a moral
man.
victory?
Yeah, it's Ashes, baby. Fucking, we've got to go for it. We've got to have some fun along the way. And I said something, I don't know, about some English fans. And then I had a comment from, it was like Funboy69. And it's this fucking dude with like, this dude in rainbow colored fucking underwear and clear. And like you go, I had a look at his bio. I couldn't help myself. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? And I had a look at his bio and it's like, fuck fest, gay lover and stuff. I'm like, oh God, why do these people keep following me, Greeno? What vibe am I putting out there?
That's the real question. Yeah, why are these people fans of the Boogie
Bumper? I don't know. I don't know. Do I put off, distinctly gay vibes? Do I? I'm not sure. Maybe. Are there any gay people? If you're gay and in the audience, tell me, am I hot or not?
Is boogie bumping maybe a homosexual sex move?
Nice, Gary. Fantastic. Yeah. So, random Arabs in your DMs sending you fucking dick pics and stuff. And it's like, fucking, what is going on out there?
Why are you accepting these DMs?
I don't. They just show up. Greeno. Haven't you ever got random DMs from Arabs online sending you their dick, Greeno?
No, because it pops up in like message requests and I just fucking block it as soon as it comes in.
Right. Yeah. To be fair, I did that many years ago because I was getting so many fucve Arab dick pics.
Arab dick pics.
Yeah. I was like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to have to turn this off.
I've put up with the first 74 I've seen, but 75, that's too many.
That's too much. I've seen my fill of Arab dick, by the way. Yeah, not in the top 10 of the nuts rankings, by the way. The Arabs.
Oh, really?
No.
Is it an unkept situation? Is it a...
Yeah, bush. Very bushy, Greeno.
There's the title for next week's show, Arab Nutbush.
Arab Nutbush, city limits.
Nice,
Nice, Gary. Fantastic. What were we talking about?
That story time? We done?
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's the story.
All right, cool. Back to my story time then.
Okay, fair enough.
I like stories about pinatas.
Send in your Arab dick pics, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. It's been a big birthday week because it had the lady Greeno's birthday, but then on the weekend just gone. It was one of our close friends' first birthday of their kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that's right. So yeah, their kid's first birthday. So unfortunately, I was already booked in for something else. I couldn't go along.
Had something more important to do than catch another daycare disease with all the little snot-nosed little things running around, rubbing themselves all over everyone. Couldn't do it. Couldn't be there. Yeah.
Correct. Got to go out and fucking hit 3 for 3 in baseball.
Yeah.
Like busy. I'm busy.
Did you play baseball? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Had a game on. What am I to do?
Not going to give up the game for this shit.
Well, the game's on.
Couldn't you have just shown up at like the 5th? the 5th inning or something, miss the start, come in as a pinch
Well,
hitter.
no, it would have been the opposite. Would have had to leave early.
Did you hear that story during the week about Boubacar? I think his name's I don't know how you pronounce it. It's like Boubacar Camara. Did you hear about that? Okay, so he's a French footballer. How about this for a dick move, Greeno?
Dick.
He's a footballer. I forget which club he plays for, soccer, but he was on his honeymoon, right? And the coach, the French national team, called him up to replace someone who was injured, and he went and sat on the bench and didn't get on the fucking field.
Well, that's a dick move on 2 different realms. 1, you don't leave your honeymoon.
Yeah.
2, dick move from the coach to take the guy away from his honeymoon, not playing.
Yeah. I mentioned on Twitter he got called away from his honeymoon to get fucked by his coach. There you go.
Yeah, well,
Nice
at least
go.
he got fucked. That's the main thing.
That's right. Yeah, one way or another.
One way or the other. Well done. So anyway, the wife went along and took the kiddos, and Greeno went and played baseball instead. Like I said, once again, fucking best game I've ever played, by the way. Side note, fucking cracker of a game.
Well, it was
3 for
justified
3.
then, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I'm like, if I'm going to miss the party, I better make sure I have a good game, mate. Made outfield assists, fucking stealing bags, scoring runs.
You were pointing
driving
to the stand, going, "I'm doing this for the 1-year-old. I'm doing this for the kid. Dedicate this hit to the kid." Yeah.
Bat flipping, fucking my singles. It was a good day. But so anyway, get on home. Kids come on home, ask the wife, "Hey, how'd everything go? Good party?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, it was fine. However, like, my son, like a little one, bit of an issue." I'm like, "Oh, what did he do?" And she's like, "No, it's not what he did. Like, there were just some bigger kids there that like thought this is a kid we don't know, and he's like younger than everyone here.
So we're
going
on
to be
him.
fuckwits to him. So, picking on him, like calling him names, blah, blah, blah." To which my son responded, which is kind of like, I don't know, it's like it's kind of funny, but at the same time, like kind of a bad reflection on what we say around the house, where these guys were like just picking on him, calling him names, and he just turned around and he's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker." And I'm like, look, pretty funny. So then those kids decided to come tell on him, and they're like, "Hey, he just said the F word at us." And
What fucking pussies these kids are.
So then
Fuck
someone's
off.
like, so then my wife was like, "Well, hang on, like, why did he say that?" And like, so then my son was like, "Oh no, they were calling me this," and she's like, "Well, fuck you then, like, go away."
If my son came up to me, my future son comes up to me and says, Dad, that boy over there said the F word," I'd say, "What are you, fucking faggot? What's wrong with you? Go and beat him up. He's half your size. Why are you
Deal with
bullying him like a normal kid?"
Yeah, well, that's what they were doing. They were bullying him. He responded. He had enough, and he fucking cracked at him. And then, like, they locked him in the toilet. And I'm like, "Well, this is fucking." I'm like, "What's going on? Like, how did this happen?"
Yeah.
And the wife's like, "Oh, well, I didn't see him. He was over there playing with the kids. I thought it was all right." And not her fault in any way, shape, or form, because you can't fucking be in there playing with the kid all the time.
No, of course not. No.
But at this point, Greeno's ready to fucking find some 10-year-olds and fuck them up.
Fuck them up like Bad Santa style. Beat
Like
up a
bad
kid.
Santa style. Like, just that parental thing comes in, and I'm like, "We're going to the fucking next party, and you better believe I'm fucking these kids up."
Yeah.
Just in retaliation, out of straight out anger. Then I realized the irrationalness of that. I calmed down, had a beer, and all was good. But it's funny when that gene kind of comes over of like, "Well, I'm fucking." They said what to my son? They locked him in the bar. Fucking, where are these kids?
Yeah, I'm not
let me
looking
at 'em.
forward to. It's going to be difficult for me to fight those urges, Greeno, as you know, because I am one that doesn't like someone getting the better of me, generally speaking. So, if my daughter ever comes, if the baby BoogieBumper baby ever comes home and says, "Dad, these kids were picking on me," there's no telling. I could start a war. I could burn houses down at that point.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult to temper, I think.
Well, I'll give a nice Gary to my Greeno BoogieBumper baby.
Yep.
His big sister fucking went to bat for him. It's like, fucking
nice.
leave him alone. So she sticks up for her little brother, and so nice Gary to her. I was like, "Yeah, did you go stick up for him?" She's like, "Yeah, I did. These kids were being mean to him." I'm like, "Fucking good girl."
Yeah,
I
you
thought
want
were
you
right.
want your daughter to be the kind of girl that says to the boy bully, "You can't hit a girl," and then they go, "Yeah, you're right," and then beats the shit out of him.
Squaring his Arab balls, like fuck him.
And if the baby BoogieBumper baby takes after myself and the Lady Boog, she's probably going to be a fucking huge monster. She's probably going to be taller than all the boys anyway.
No one's fucking around the BoogieBumper baby because
No.
one, she's going to be 6'4".
Yes.
Secondly,
Her
she's got a
daddy's
melon
also
head.
6'4".
Yeah, she's got a melon head, and
She's
she
got a
can just
melon
headbutt
head.
those fuckers into oblivion.
That's it.
She's covered.
She could
She's all
charge
good.
through brick walls with that fucking melon head. She's going to
Exactly.
be fine. You got no
Few
chance,
Irish
buddy.
kisses to any bullies out there. They'll take care of
Absolutely.
them.
Fucking oath.
So that's story time there. It was funnier in my head when I put it in the
I
rundown.
like
I think
stories
was just
about
angry.
pinatas.
No, it's okay.
It's
You
like-
missed it. It's a tough story to tell. You missed it all. You were out playing fucking baseball.
I was busy playing baseball, mate. Sitting there putting up MVP numbers, baby. I'm gonna be robbed of this. Legit, man. I'm gonna be robbed
of
an
your
MVP
glory.
season because I gotta have fucking surgery next week. It's horseshit.
Yeah. You're in the form of your career, Greeno.
Literally, I'm hitting 700 this year, man, and
Jesus.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss 6 weeks. This is horseshit.
The team must be Devo at this point. Like, no, mate, can't you put the surgery off? Play through it. Play through the pain.
Well, no, because I messaged the coach during the week. I'm like, just FYI, like I'm out for 6. Good news, back a week before the playoffs, though.
So you're going to miss the grind and you're going to come in for the glory.
Well, it doesn't matter. No, because we've won. Like, we're undefeated. We're 7-0 top of the ladder. So I'm like, well, just I need you guys to do is go 500 while I'm away.
Yep.
We're still going to make the postseason, then we'll fucking come back and dominate. So that's the plan anyway.
You're going to be coming in rusty though. You won't be match fit.
Oh, no, yeah, 100%. I don't know what's going to be going on with the abs. There's going to be mesh behind it. I'll be like Iron Man, though. That's my theory.
You're gonna dive for those ground balls, Greeno, or you're gonna let them run past you?
I don't dive for the ground balls now, bro. I'm too old for that shit. Like, I run hard, but I'm not diving, mate.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not getting dirty.
I remember someone said to me a couple of years back, like, oh, mate, I'd rather you dive for that ball and let it go past and just fucking play it on the bounce. I'm like, you fucking dive for it, mate. This is weekend baseball.
Yeah, this
Like,
is park baseball, mate. I'm not
let's-
fucking diving for shit. I'm gonna have to get the stains out of this when I get home.
The last time I dived for a ball was playing street cricket fucking 25 years ago, bro. Like, that's my last dive. I'm done.
Jim's team's currently sitting at 3-6, Greeno, so not looking good over there. 33% winning.
Do you need a ringer in about 7 weeks, mate?
It's 7 weeks. You're gonna have to fly him over to Canada though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
All expenses paid trip is going to be required.
For that price, you may as well get one of the fucking Toronto Blue Jays rather than just be a ringer. The amount you're going to be paying in air travel.
Get George Springer over. Very good. Let's do headline of the week and then we'll take a quick break, I think, because we talked about the submarines earlier. And look, sometimes we see headlines.
We're all dead on a billionaire submarine, a rich man's submarine.
We're like, look, this headline's a bit fucking out there. And then sometimes you see a headline where you're like, look, you could have given me 50 years to write something this good,
Yep.
and I never would have.
Never would have come
And
up.
I came across that one today or the other day. Because there's a lot of tragic stories. There's a lot of sad people, like families that, you know, as someone I saw on Twitter pointed out, these people have families.
Yeah.
And some of those people might have been left out of the will.
Well,
so
yeah,
you gotta think about those
technically
people,
not
Damo.
family, technically not stepdad. I mean, really, you know, yeah, it's a grey area, isn't it?
It's a great area, nonetheless. So we saw this one throughout the course of the week. This is maybe the headline of the year, just putting it out there, because there's a lot going on, and we'll dissect it afterwards.
Okay.
Your stepdad is lost at sea. California man whose billionaire stepfather is on the missing sub asks OnlyFans model to sit on him 30 minutes after pleading for prayers as he triggers war of words with Cardi B over Blink-182 concert.
There are so many references shoved in here that I don't even know where to start, Greeno.
I don't know where to start. Let's start with the big. I'm going to start in the middle. So the young stepson on Twitter has gone, like, I need to jump on social media and plead for prayers. Like, I need you guys to pray for my dad. My stepdad is fucking out there. Like, he could be dead. We don't know. I just want my stepdad back.
He's a billionaire, like, you know.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just because he's a billionaire, he's fucking human. Like, I mean, it's some empathy
That's
here, guys.
debatable.
I'm sorry. Like, I need your prayers. Like, pretend it's a school shooting. I need your fucking thoughts and prayers right now. And then he's given it 30, and he's like, no, that's enough sadness. Fucking, let's jump on Twitter and harass OnlyFans models.
Yeah.
What are we going to harass them about? You know what? You know what would cheer me up?
I want you
Give
to
a face sit.
sit on my face.
Can you sit on my face?
You know, There's a meta joke here too. I like the fact that the guy who tweeted this out has changed his Twitter name to Submarine Stepson.
Stepson. Well, yeah, nice guy. Submarine Stepson.
Submarine Stepson.
So that's one aspect. So that's how he's decided to deal with his grief. He's like, a bit of a face sitting from an OnlyFans model. That'll fucking fix me right up.
Getting some cheap whores pussy in your face would probably cheer you up, wouldn't it? If when your billionaire stepdad's dead, he's obviously got a lot of OnlyFans money to splash around. Greeno.
He's got a little bit, I'm guessing. Yeah, 100%. Like he's got subscriptions out the arse, I'd imagine.
When you're the stepson, though, you can never be too confident when your billionaire stepdad dies, though, because you don't really know if you are, in fact, in the do-re-mi or not, do you? You don't know if you're getting anything really. What if he's leaving it to some legitimate son that lives on the other side of the world who he's never seen before or something,
Very, very likely. And I think maybe that's why the grief process was sub 30 minutes.
Yeah. How did the writers at the dailymail.com discover this story, though? Unless the writer at the unless Emma James is in fact the OnlyFans model, maybe.
Potentially. Well, I think because all these newspapers now, they no longer actually go out and do actual journalism, researching, getting contacts. They just scroll Twitter for stories and write about it.
I'm looking forward to when AI takes over journalism, aren't you?
I don't know, because don't they use existing journalism to then replicate
that's
it?
True. Yeah, that's true.
The problem.
What I know about AI bots on Twitter and social media, though, Greeno, is it takes a very short amount of time for them to become white supremacists. So that'll be good. I mean, won't it? That'll be.
How do they feel about communism, Damo?
Well, that's good. They're probably for it.
Nice. All right, excellent.
Fantastic. Dead billionaires. They do like dead billionaires. I think you'll find the AI.
Puts them more in power.
Yeah.
The robots.
Yep.
The back end is where it got intriguing as well, because I'm like, look, I get it. He's sad, and then he's hit up an OnlyFans model wanting to sit on his face. But then he triggered a war with Cardi B over Blink-182 concert.
Not then. He sit on him for 30 minutes after pleading for prayers as he triggers a war. So he was doing two things at once. He was triggering a war and requesting face sitting at the same time, Greeno.
He's a multitasker.
He really is. And I think appropriate, because we all know Cardi B, what she's like. So she'd probably be in on the face sitting situation,
Do you reckon that was kind of where it started? Yeah. He's like, look, I've hit up this lady for a bit of face sitting.
Yeah.
If you're interested, yeah. And she's like, well, what did you think about the Blink concert? He's like, well, shit. She's like, fucking, I loved it. Well, and then that took the face sitting off the table.
So we need to discover, what we need to know is he triggers a war of words with Cardi B over Blink-182 concert. Now, is Cardi B for or against Blink-182?
That's my question. That's what I'm saying. This involves a bit more of a deep dive than I would like. Because, I need to know if Cardi B's pro-Blink or anti-Blink. I'm thinking she's anti-Blink, and here's my rationale.
Okay.
Because isn't one of the Blink dudes fucking a Kardashian? And doesn't she have like a battle, like a war against Kardashians, perhaps?
Okay. Look, I've just pulled this up.
Put it out there.
I've just pulled this up from Billboard.com, Greeno.
Yep.
Cardi B has thoughts. Oh, there's a headline for you. Cardi B has thoughts about missing Titan sub-billionaire's stepson attending Blink-182 concert. You're supposed to be at the house sad. Pardon me. We're speaking Cardi here. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear for any update about me, Cardi shared on her Instagram story. So there you go. Amid the ongoing search.
It wasn't actually about the concert in general. It was the fact that he attended a Blink concert whilst he's meant to be grieved. No concern about him hitting up the OnlyFans model sit on his face?
No.
That's okay.
Apparently not.
But because you can do that while sitting next to the phone. To be fair, you can do the face sitting next to a phone.
We all deal with grief in different ways, Greeno, don't we? Some of us, we retreat into our shell. Some of us drink ourselves into a stupor. Some of us plunge our face into a cheap whore's pussy.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later. Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on tavshow.com.
Yes! Welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's keep the news vibe running here in the second part of the program. This was interesting, Greeno. You sent this through on the rundown. 10 news for Sydney, our little town that we grew up in, that we love, Greeno, our little corner of the world here, and good old Sydney town, as we like to call it. Sydney's getting a little bit of a PR job, Greeno. We're going to spruce up Sydney with some sexy new names, and the way we're going to do it is apparently this. This is the first I've heard of this, by the way. More than 20 suburbs and areas around Sydney will receive a secondary name to promote them as domestic and international hotspots. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like Samuel L. Jackson or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like we add in the second. No, that's not it at all. Included in the mix is Harris Park with Station Street East, Wigmore Street and Marion Street to be officially recognised as Little India. Nice! There you go. Now, if you know the Parramatta area, which is where Harris Park is, I would be surprised if Harris Park is referred to as anything other than a shithole, because it's a fucking shithole. Okay.
Little shithole.
Little shithole. It's
Could have been a more appropriate name.
Taylor Square, a key location along the Mardi Gras parade and home to a plethora of LGBTQ plus bars, pubs and clubs, will be known, quote, Greeno, as the Rainbow Precinct. Nice! Now, see, I've worked for a long time in this city, working nights in the city, like in the city part of the city. I know every back alley and fucking, urine-soaked fucking laneway in this city because I was a garbage man for a long time and I'd have to walk down there picking up bins. And I can tell you that I wouldn't be calling it the Rainbow Precinct. I'd be calling it the fist fuck in a dark corner precinct whilst a needle is sticking out of your arm. That's what I'd be calling it.
All right, different ring to it.
Yep.
All
How
right,
about
so
how about
we've got-
shitting?
we've got
How about
let's pause.
How
So we've
about
got,
the
Harris
how
Park should be
Greeno?
actually little shithole.
Little
And we've
shithole.
got Taylor Square is
Okay.
Fist fucking in the little dark alley with a
Fist
needle hanging in
fist
your
fucking
arm.
in a dark alley with a needle in your arm while shitting in a plastic bag precinct. That's what I would call it.
Precinct. Yeah.
The
Excellent. Cool.
the Brookvale Arts District, Greeno, and Blacktown's Hip Hop and Youth Hub. The Blacktown. I didn't even know Blacktown. Now you and I grew up very close to Blacktown, and maybe 20 minutes down the road. I've never heard Blacktown referred to as a hip hop and youth hub before in my entire fucking life. Have you?
That's just the people standing around the train station who bash you.
I see. So it's going to become that's going to be called now the Gathering, Greeno, Blacktown.
Well, if it's Blacktown, it's usually the gathering of the police. Clear some of the ruckus out, to be fair.
Now, Paddington is going to be called the Paddo Collective. God, don't you hate people from Paddington, Greeno?
I didn't realise there was people from Paddington, to be fair. I knew there was a market there.
Yeah. There's a lot of shops there. People in Paddington, they generally live above a shop, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be on fucking George Street or whatever. So it's the Paddo Collective now, Greeno. We're going to call it Paddington, the Paddo Collective. This is what we're paying politicians to do, mind you. Never mind eliminating the billionaires. Why don't we get rid of the politicians earning 250 grand a year first? Let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
Because this is not worth any money. Now, Eastwood, I can definitely understand Eastwood being Koreatown because we've called it Koreatown for as long as I've been around, and Eastwood is actually where you go to get the finest Asian food in Sydney. Nice, Gary. It is actually Little Korea in Eastwood. I love Eastwood.
Why didn't they call it Little Korea instead of Koreatown?
Koreatown, because Harris Park's got Little India. I guess you can't have you can't have two Little India. Two littles in the same.
Well, we should have done. Okay, well in that case, call Harris Park Shittown and then call Eastwood Little Korea.
Do you remember what's calling it the robbery hub, Greeno?
Yes, Blacktown, 100%.
Yeah. Why is King's Cross KXQ, Greeno?
Because it's like King's Cross Quarter.
Yeah.
But once again, they already used Hollywood Quarter for Surrey Hills. So they're like, we can't use Quarter two
Hollywood.
times.
Hang on, a Hollywood Quarter?
Yes. Surrey Hills, a place where no one would associate with Hollywood in any way, shape or form.
Well, you've got Fox. You've got Fox Studios there, but that's kind of across the way. It's not really in Surrey Hills. It's sort of, but not really. You know, it's more.
Surrey
it's
Hills
closer
is
to Randwick, if anything.
Overpriced apartments. That should be overpriced apartment quarter. Surrey Hills.
Yeah.
Overpriced one better quarter, if you will.
Studio Apartmentville. That's what we'll call it. Surrey Hills.
That's Surrey Hills quarter. So you can't use quarter again. So
But
King's Cross are like, let's call it KXQ.
But that's never going to catch on.
For the kids, Damo.
Yeah.
For the kids.
Fuck the kids. That's never going to catch on.
Cross.
That's right. That's what I'm getting at. It's always been. It's not even King's Cross. It's called the Cross. That's what everyone says. We're going to the Cross.
The Cross.
So
you don't need to rename it K. No one's going to call it KXQ.
No, and that will never happen. That's never going to take off. This is ridiculous. Brookvale is bad.
Yeah. Good. Good. Well done.
Oh God! This
the
is what we're
Paddo
paying.
Collective.
The
There we go.
Paddo Collective.
Well, this is what pissed me off. Each of those suburbs received $200,000 to rebrand themselves.
Yeah.
Why do you need $200,000? We just did it.
Well, and the way that
free.
see the way that they put this, 21 Sydney suburbs have received $200,000 each. That's not what you think it is. No. It's the local government of that suburb has received $200,000. Okay,
Yeah. It's not going to people's
I'm not
pockets.
getting $200,000.
Yeah.
It's not coming to me here in the robbery precinct. I'm not getting shit. I could use $200,000, but it's not going to be worth much because some dickhead from the Rainbow Precinct on his way to bad is going to stop by the Paddo Collective and sort out his crew at the gathering and then come and stiff me, Greeno. It's not going to work out before fucking off to Koreatown, you know?
Shit all down.
Yeah.
Unreal. Like, we're paying these people to do, like, whose cousin got paid to do this?
I don't know.
Because this is ridiculous. And once again, we can rename anything. Penrith's been known as the Riff for fucking 20 years.
Now, this guy gets it here. This Paul, he gets it. Nothing says iconic Sydney holiday like a trip to West Point, Blacktown. Nice, Gary! It's a shitty, if you're not from around here, it's a shitty fucking shopping centre in Blacktown.
Yeah.
West Point. It's not even Westfield. It's West Point, Greeno.
West Point, yeah.
It's terrible. It's like a rip-off version of Westfield. Naming Blacktown after the second best thrash album of the 90s is a bold move. I approve. I'm going to give that guy a like.
Give him a nice Gary. Well done.
Nice Gary.
Nice Gary. There we go.
There you go.
That's that. What the hell is that?
Oh, Sydney's fucked, mate. It's lost. I can't wait to fucking get out of here. Just on a side note, honestly, on a side note, myself and the Ladybooks, we've been talking. We're planning within the next 2 years. We're gone. We're done. We're out. We're out of Sydney. We're going down the coast. We're going down your way in a couple of years' time.
Should move to the Gathering.
The Gathering. You reckon I should go set up in Little India, maybe, Greeno?
You can go to Little India, Little Shithole, whatever it may be.
The robbery precinct.
Set up shop at the robbery precinct, perhaps. That's where you want to be. That's the business of that.
Fucking hell.
Cool.
Yeah.
Get some of the local council money.
Yeah. Should we stay on the Australia theme, Greeno? Bit of a dick
let's stick with
move.
the Australia theme, shall we? Dick.
Alan's to
Actually,
discontinue.
before we do that, if I can, quick story time.
Please. Absolutely.
I like stories about pinatas.
I've had to work on studio placement to kind of like, I've realized over the last couple of weeks, it gets to about 2 hours into this show. And at that point, I'm out of hot toddies. I need to go to the fridge to get myself a beer, right?
Yep.
Now, I've got effectively the studio. Next to it, I've got a bar fridge that's never plugged in. Then I've got like a freezer, and then I've got the fridge that's got the beer in it. Now, that is 3 away. So occasionally at the show, I have to like quickly duck out and like try not to pull the mic with me.
Okay.
Grab a drink, quickly head back and continue on with the show.
Do you not pre-make some hot toddies, Greeno, and have them
I
sitting
do,
there,
but
or?
I've already gone through them all. So,
okay.
so that's already finished. We're an hour and a half in, 30 minutes per drink. We're good to go.
How many do you make?
Just one.
Shouldn't you fill it? If I were you, I'd fill a thermos, Greeno, full of
Well, no,
hot
this
toddy.
is a thermos. Like, that's one drink's worth.
A little thermos, though.
Well, it's one, like, it's a pretty fucking big mug.
No,
I
I'm
drink
thinking
out of.
I'm thinking the kind of one that a plumber takes to a building
Like a
site,
big-
like to have
like a
coffee
big
all
soup
day.
thermos.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair call.
Exactly.
Maybe I should invest in one of those.
Absolutely. One of those metal jobbies that you can fucking drop and hit with a circular saw and it doesn't break. You know, that kind of one. Get one of those
cool.
hardcore one from Bunnings, Greeno. Go down to
look at
Bunnings, get yourself a big fucking thermos, like a litre of hot toddy.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
You know nothing about toddies. I know nothing about thermoses. Between us, we fixed it.
I know something about toddies, hot toddies, Greeno. We've been over that.
Yeah,
on the show.
different toddies, hot toddies.
Kind of toddy.
Toddy
Goldsmith's hot toddies.
So I've been prepping meals for when I'm off, just so like I know I've got a whole bunch of like quality food ready to go. Which means I had to turn on the bar fridge closest to the studio and the mic, which then got me thinking. Hang on, well, now I've got the fridge. The fridge is now up and running.
Yeah.
So now, no need to like stand up. We just got the fridge at arm's length.
Oh, that's
Drinks at the
interesting
ready.
because we've gone the opposite way. See, I got rid of the bar fridge out of the studio, and you've brought one in. There you go.
Well, no, mine's always been in there. It's just never been on until I needed the little freezer to freeze some meals. And I'm like, why don't I have the beers in this fridge? There we go. So there we go. Didn't even move away from the mic. Fresh beer at the ready.
Now, I'll give you a pro tip as someone who's used multiple fridges before. What you really want to do, ideally, you want to split them up. So, because you don't want to have to go out to the garage every single time you want a beer either. So, you want to put half of the beer inside and half of the beer outside.
Well,
so,
I
you've
live
got them
outside,
on
mate,
hand
so-
whenever you are. Ah, right. Okay.
No need.
No.
Like, I'm always out here anyway. So
That's
it's
right.
like my little area.
Why would you want to spend
So-
time with the family? Exactly.
Yeah, overrated, mate.
Yeah.
Overrated. They can come to my garage.
That's my garage.
Yeah.
Go and find Daddy, kids. No, he's out in his garage again, just sitting there
In his garage
drinking,
again.
talking to his computer.
Talking to his computer. Uncle Damo's not even on the other line. I guarantee it. Wow, what do we got? We got some fantail action, sir.
Yeah, okay. So let's have a look at this. So I don't know. Would people overseas be familiar with fantails? Would they know
I
what
doubt
they
it.
are?
I think it's
or-
very much an Australian kind of thing.
Maybe, I guess. But Nestle's not an Australian company, is it?
No, it's an overseas company. But
Okay.
at the same time, I think these are specific, like similar to certain, like no one knows about Milkos.
Milkos, yeah. Redskins,
Milkos
Greeno.
and Redskins, I guarantee. Yeah, definitely. Redskins cancelled a long time ago.
Was it? Probably, yeah. Definitely in
probably.
the States. You probably can't get any Redskins in the States anymore, can you?
No, inappropriate, offensive.
Yep.
So yeah, I think these are pretty much sold. I could be wrong though.
Okay.
I'll look it up whilst we're going through the story. Here
All
we
right.
go.
So if you're from, North America or somewhere else and you don't know what a fantail is, a fantail is like, it's kind of like a caramelly, nougat-y, chocolate-coated little candy. And it's very, very hard. Like if you try to bite it, you'll fucking, your teeth will smash in half. But what you do, if you keep it in your mouth for, say, 5-10 minutes, it becomes very soft and gooey, right?
Yeah.
And they're beautiful things. And every kid who's grown up in Australia knows what fantails are. So this is actually very sad for me because I really love fantails. So I can't believe that they're going. But apparently it's final curtains. Why is this so quiet? Let me fix that for you. Oh, that's why. Hang on. My bad. I've got it muted. Pardon me. Let's start that again, shall we? All right. This will be better. One moment, please, caller.
A blow for fans of a
There
popular
we go.
chocolate treat tonight. Fantails are about to be taken off the production line
No.
at Nestle's Broadford factory. Tony Jones has the details.
They've been a go-to indulgence for Australians since the 1930s. Those chocolate-covered caramels.
Greeno,
known
how
simply
many
as
good
Fantail.
things from the 1930s do we have to watch go by the wayside, Greeno?
Oh, too many, sir.
Too many.
Yeah, like, the things
Fantails,
literally last 100
Fantails,
years,
the
like-
Third Reich. I mean, it never ends, does it?
Indulgence for Australians since the 1930s. Those chocolate-covered caramels known simply as Fantails.
Yeah. Look at this shit. Look at this.
They were introduced to coincide with the arrival of talkies. Effectively, Fantails were for moviegoers of the day.
That's right.
Few could ever
Well,
have
that's
imagined
okay. We
just
pause
how
it there quickly.
Yep.
Had a thought because I was chatting about this with workmates today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, do you think the end of the Fantail has anything to do with the fact that people really don't go to the cinemas anymore? Right?
100%.
Because that's what used to
100%.
happen. You'd go
Mix
go
them in
up
with
to
your
the
popcorn,
bar,
Greeno.
you'd get some popcorn, you'd get yourself a big fucking Coke, you'd get yourself a Choc Top, and you get yourself a pack of Fantails.
That's it.
Because for our American listeners, what the beauty of the Fantail was is on the wrapper, it had all little bits of trivia
Movie
about
trivia. Yeah.
films.
That's right.
So as they're about to explain here, they were introduced at the time when, as they say to it, the talkies first came out in the 1930s. And basically to give you all these movie facts, this is obviously pre-internet. So what had happened is you'd go to the movies, you'd save all your wrappers. You'd go home and you'd sit there and read all the wrappers, find out all these facts about movies. It was amazing.
Yeah.
they
But no one
captured
goes to
the
the movies anymore, and everything's available on the internet.
Yeah.
So, you know, given the option, you could sit there, read a Fantail wrapper, or jump on the internet and ask an OnlyFans person to sit on your face.
I was about to say what
that
they needed,
happens.
what Fantails needed to do was start putting Cardi B facts on the wrapper instead.
There we go.
And they'd be fine.
Unintended.
Yep.
imagination with, quite literally, Fantails. And this is the man
Fantails.
who wrote those mini-biographies.
Here we
You
go.
don't say who they're married to, for example, because that could be outdated within the next 3 months.
Although Fantails never lost the appetite
Yes.
for Hollywood,
That's right. They used to do trivia.
Who am I?
So-
Born in Sydney in 1968, he pursued drama at the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts.
Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger,
No, I'm
ladies and
wrong.
gentlemen. No?
It's fucking, what's his name? 'Cause I was
Starring
saying
as Wolverine. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yes,
Hugh
my bad.
Jackman, yep.
pop stars became part of the marketing.
Cardi
Normie
B.
Rowe, Johnny O'Keefe,
Normie Rowe, Johnny
Colin
O'Keefe.
Baxley, Ray Brown.
But today comes the news that the curtain is about to come down on the iconic
No.
lorry. Nestle deciding to cease production, meaning that once stocks are out, there'll be no more.
I intend to go out and buy a fucking pallet of
Well,
Fantails.
they've sold out everywhere. So I just was trying to look up if they're sold like outside of Australia, and all I got was Fantails sold out. Fantails sold out.
Oh my! It's too late even to stock up. It's already done. It's already gone.
Potentially.
But
I
see,
think you'd be able
now
to find them.
I'm a bit of a cynical person, and I tend to think, right, because this story came out and because everyone went out and bought Fantails, that might be enough for Nestle
bring
to
it
go,
back.
you know what, let's put out one more run and let's put out one more run, because they might just generate enough interest to keep the fucking... How can you possibly get to a point where you stop making Fantails because, not enough people are buying them? Here's an idea. Why don't you just make fucking less? And then the people who want to buy them can continue buying them. You know what I
There
mean?
you go. I'm looking in my area. No stock, no stock, no stock. I'm trying to buy online.
No Fantails anywhere.
Anywhere, already sold out.
Oh, that's awful.
Nestle today saying our Fantails equipment needs significant investment. It's become increasingly difficult to get the parts we need to maintain it. And with declining
What are you
sales...
talking about? It's
replacing
fucking
it
little bits of
isn't
chocolate.
viable.
Wow. That sounds like a bullshit excuse to me, Greeno. You know what?
100%.
I want, how about this? a little bit like, do you remember when Triple J stopped doing the Hottest 100 on Australia Day? So Triple J is like a kind of indie radio station here, and they would do like a 100 Australian songs countdown on Australian Day. And when they started getting particularly woke, say about 10 years ago, they said, well, we're not going to do that anymore because it's Invasion Day and we don't want to offend anybody. And so, you know what, Triple M is like
Aussie Buffy Blokey Matey.
Yes, exactly. It's the Winnie Blues singlet fucking rock and roll AC/DC, let's sink some piss radio station, as opposed to the trendy inner city, yeah, I'm alternative and different station. So Triple M said, you know what, if they're not going to do it, we'll fucking do it instead. And now Triple M dominates on Australia Day because now they do their own top 100 countdown, and Triple J's sitting there with their dick in their hand going, well, that was a fucking dumb move, wasn't it? You know, so why don't one of the other companies go, well, if you're not going to fucking make them, why don't we? Why can't we fucking make it?
We'll make something, we'll call them Fintails.
Fintails, yeah. Ducktails, Greeno. Woo!
Nice, Gary!
Ducktails.
Bucket cerebral.
Understandably, fans of Fantails will tonight be feeling...
See how he's trying. Now, that's the whole thing with a fantail.
Well, that's a rookie error right there.
That's right. If you try to bite into
that
it...
man's never eaten a fantail in his life.
Correct. If you try to bite into it like that, you'll shatter your teeth. Whereas if you just let it... you just got to let it sit in your mouth for like 5 minutes. That's it.
Put in the side of your cheek, let the saliva do its work, and then in about 5 minutes, that thing's going to be a beautiful melted bad boy.
A gooey mess.
Chuck some popcorn in your mouth at that particular point.
Oh, it's heaven. It's fucking heaven at that point.
There you go.
Absolutely.
So farewell to a fantail.
Yeah. It's very sad.
Haven't bought a fantail in probably 20 years, which probably explains why they're getting discontinued. But nonetheless, sad to see him go.
Let's see if we can find an old Fantails commercial, Greeno.
We need one from like the 90s, not 2010.
Okay.
Don't do 2010.
Yeah. Well, what about Americans Try Delicious Australian Snacks and Treats? That might be fun. They can have a look at a
That's 18
Fantail.
minutes of Americans
Yeah,
trying.
we're going to have to skip to the Fantail.
We need,
Jaffas.
Are Jaffas still around? Jaffas are gold.
Okay, here's Fantail's global marketing, Greeno, from 7 years ago.
Let's give that one. That's only 1 minute. Let's have a look.
Okay, let's have a look.
Well, this is like back in the original Talkies demo. There's not much going on here.
No, there isn't. Let's go with that first ad that we saw.
Let's go with the first ad from 2010. That might be our best option.
2010, it might be the only option, Greeno. What if I change this to commercial, though? Maybe that might help.
Yeah, that's probably going to work. But I don't remember them ever being advertised. You just went to the movies and they were just there.
Oh, now
you
look,
have to get the first one.
No, but now we have this ad, and now we have to play this ad because even though
But
it's got
lovers of coffee.
because it's got nothing to do with Fantails, but God, everyone remembers this ad here. Let's have a look at this. This is a classic.
What? I was in the supermarket. Could you reach that for me?
For our listeners, this is
No,
the old Makona ad.
Mochaquina. I'm into something slightly more exotic. Like where you're from.
Really? Shropshire? Oh, how wonderful.
Nice,
Gary!
This would be racist now, wouldn't it? In some way, shape, or form.
That's somehow racist. Yes, correct.
Really, Shropshire? How wonderful! That was a fucking great ad when that came out. All right, let's use Fantails.
Helpline.
I'm being chased by a mud crab with massive pincers.
That's funny. Did you know Will Ferrell has been attacked by animals in 3 of his films?
Fantails are better than your tails.
Nice, Gary!
Yeah, well done.
Fair enough. No wonder they're going broke.
Yeah, with ads like that, no wonder there's no one's buying their product.
It's no roll home with a Chico, is it?
No, 100%. 100%. I tell you what people are buying, Damo. They're buying Unity Day, sir.
Unity Day.
And we have had some big developments this week. Let me tell you.
Fill me in.
So we've got our boy Troy.
Fill me in like an Arab in my DMs, Greeno.
He's got you covered. So he's heard about our plans. And once again, we don't like stepping on Troy's toes when it comes to Unity Day. But, he's a busy man. He's got TNG Enterprises happening there.
And
he's got his hands full.
Troy's official. See, now, when Unity Day happens, I tend to mingle with the people and then I'll spend a little bit of time up in the security tower. Greeno tends to run the books for Unity Day. That's his kind of mecca. So he makes sure that all the comings and goings and the ingoings and the outgoings are all kept above board, Greeno. Troy his official title is the Unity Day Coordinator.
Yeah.
So it's his job to bring all of these moving parts together, and it's a difficult job, Greeno, that he has, and we don't pay him for it either. So that makes it even more difficult.
We'll pay him with love, to be fair.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice, Gary!
So he's the Unity Day Coordinator, and he's been hard at work because we have, you're right, we've snared a couple of big names in the last few weeks, Greeno. We've really made some big gains. This could be the biggest Unity Day that we've ever had, Greeno, coming up in 2024.
Well, based on the current numbers,
death to billionaires, communism.
It's definitely projecting as our biggest yet as we fight the power that is billionaires and try and cap their wealth moving forward.
Yeah.
So with the exciting news the other week that we've got Nelly Furtado on board,
making frittatas,
making frittatas
in the birdcage with the umbrella.
Troy kind of pointed out he's still got on the dial Sonia Data from a couple of years ago that might be able to help with the frittatas.
Lover, you don't treat me no good no more.
So Troy's on it because he's like, they can set up next to Nelly Furtado's Avery.
Right.
And sing You Don't Tweet Me No Good No More.
Oh.
Nice,
just to kind of get the fans in there. Right. So that's option one. That one's still potentially in the works. We're going to think about that.
Okay, now do we still have the Luke Burt fullback, crack, back and sack wax? Burt Bacharach. Fucking forget.
The Burt Bacharach, yeah.
Burt Bacharach, Luke Burt, fullback, crack, back and sack wax. That's right.
Still there, locked in. That one's confirmed. We've signed those contracts.
Fantastic.
They are good to go. But what Troy likes to do, he likes doing, you know how you put together a performance and there's always that big musical finale. Troy likes dealing with that particular domain. Yeah. He's like, this is my pony. This is where I work my magic. Yeah, the headliners. And he's excited we've already got Nelly, right? He's like, you got Nelly Furtado there.
But these days, let's be honest here, these days, Nelly ain't a headliner anymore. She's barely an opening act. That's why we've got her working in the fucking kitchen, okay?
That's all good.
Yeah.
Because Troy likes to ensemble people that compliment her for the final performance.
By the end of the day, she will be literally covered in bird shit. That's
exactly.
She's not a headliner.
And eggs from the frittatas.
That's right.
So Troy knows the budget's tight. Yeah. So we've got to go has-beens, one-hit wonders, and D-list celebrities, right? Yeah. So he's got it. Here's his wish list. Now, these people haven't been locked in, but they're tentative at this particular point, all right?
I'll take tentative. That's fine. We can still get some flyers out with tentative, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got Danny Trejo.
Trejo. Great.
Nice, from Johnny 23 from Con Air, also from Machete, and a whole bunch of Robert Rodriguez films, I believe. Mm-hmm. Now, he's currently appearing in old El Paso taco ads, so he's keen.
Is he really?
100% he is.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah, he really is.
No, he's not.
Look it up. Okay. Danny Trejo in old El Paso.
No, come on.
It
really
is. Yeah.
Danny Trejo. Oh my God, old El Paso commercial.
Why would our boy Troy make this up, man?
Danny Trejo, what are you doing, mate? What is he doing?
He's That's why he's in.
Today I'm making fajitas for the family. Old El Paso style. The smoky barbecue blend brings flavors together in perfect harmony. Like family coming together and pretending nobody threw anyone off the balcony. All the slicing and cutting, it makes me feel at peace. It takes the right dish to get the family together.
Wow.
So make the most of it.
There we go. So there's some Danny Trejo action there. So he's keen. He's ready to go. Troy's also looking at Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato. I don't want her, man. She's going to be so much problem. She's going to be talking about gender fluidity and stuff the whole time. It's going to be really off-putting to the birds in the aviary, you know?
Potentially. She's a tentative. So that one we might put in the maybe box.
Okay, what's Demi doing, by the way, while she's here?
Well, this is all part of an ensemble finale, okay? So let's wait for it.
All right.
You've also got Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco is going to be coming out of retirement.
No, he'll basically promote anything in a desperate attempt to stay in the public eye. He always finds a way. He gets 5 minutes of obscurity. He's like, I'm going to say something ridiculous on social media to get myself back out there. He's made.
He'll essentially do anything for a line, Greeno, is what I understand of Jose.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's up for it.
We're going to rack him up and he'll be good to go all day.
Yeah, exactly. So all those four are gonna come together for the night's musical finale. So there's Trejo, Lovato, Canseco, Furtado singing "Let's Call the Whole Thing Off."
Nice, Gary.
That joke's way too good for this show, Troy. By the way, bit of opening the kimono though on the negotiations. So unfortunately, we've got Trejo, Lovato, Canseco, Furtado. The Travago girl, unavailable.
Travago.
Yeah. Ironically, she's on holidays, so unable to make it there for that. Then BE's pointed out, and he's like, well, you kind of should we get an MC involved to go with Trejo, Lovato, Canseco, Furtado.
I just assumed JD Fortune would be doing it again. We didn't even invite him to do the MCing last time. And
well, I think he left a sour taste in everyone's mouth filling in for Gus Polinsky last year in the Kenosha Kickers.
Yeah.
So
this year the sour taste belongs to Nelly because the frittatas are not going to be very good with the birds shitting all over them all the time.
We'll see. We'll find a way. I think we need to get some coverage over there between the aviary and the kitchen.
Well, true. We're putting a big beach umbrella over her, remember?
That's right. That's correct. Very good.
Yeah.
So the MC for Trejo, Lovato, Canseco, Furtado is going to be Vince Colosimo as MC. And Troy's pointed out he's also going to be in charge of the money and the payments, because when they ask him, like, hey, Vince, we need the cash. He's like, no cash here.
There's no cash here.
Here.
There's no cash. Robbo? No cash.
No cash.
There you go. Vince Colosimo.
Vince Colosimo is
also of Wogboy fame, wasn't he? Vince Colosimo.
It is a big G novel. It's not just Wogboy. Wogboy 2, Kings of Mykonos, sir.
Kings of Mykonos. I never saw that, I never saw it.
Neither have I. It's like the Yahoo Serious films. The other one.
Young Einstein.
No, not that one. That one's good.
Okay.
Young Einstein, Reckless Kelly, and the other one, remember?
There was another one? I thought there was only Reckless Kelly and Young Einstein.
No, there's a third one. It was no good. I saw you see the previews for that? No, thank you.
No, okay.
Similar to Wogboy 2. I think there's going to be a Wogboy 3 about to be released off memory.
Really? About to be? Oh. I would have thought that would have happened 20 years ago when it was still popular.
Wogboy 3, Wogboys Forever. No. It's actually already been released. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Didn't even notice.
This looks brutal.
Have we got a trailer for it? Let's have a look. We're going to find Wogboys. It's a very YouTube orientated show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So
Wogboys Forever.
Wogboys
is
Forever.
What you're after.
Let's go. Let's see a trailer.
This is why we can get Vince Colosimo in, I think.
Okay, official full-length trailer. Let's go.
Let's have a look at this, eh?
Okay.
At 2 minutes, this could be a bit of a punish.
Now, this is Australian film making fucking progeny here, ladies and gentlemen.
This film, the original, was quite successful for some reason in Australia.
It was, yeah.
This is now the second sequel to finish off the Wogboy trilogy.
The Wogboy trilogy.
The real trilogy, Damo. Like you can keep your Star Wars, you can keep your Lord
Godfather.
This is the true trilogy.
Wogboy. Here's the finale of the Wogboy trilogy.
Wogboy.
Wogboy Scandal. Hang on. Should we watch this or should we see the little thumbnail? Current affair. Wogboy Scandal. Okay.
That's 9 minutes of Wogboy Scandal on Current Affair. We'll pass on that one.
Let's have a look at the trailer for Wogboys Forever. Now, of course, this follows on.
I didn't even know this existed. I thought it was coming out.
I didn't know this existed 90 seconds ago. I've never heard of it. I've heard of Kings of Mykonos, but I never heard of Wogboy 3, Wogboys Forever. So let's have a look. Yeah. Now, if you're curious about Australian film and you're probably wondering what the fuck is a Wogboy, okay? You're about to find out. Let's have a look.
Remember this bloke? Steve Karamitsis, the Wog Boy.
Hey, I know you. You're the Vog Boy fucking. My
You're the
cousin,
Vog
you tell
Boy
me many
fucking.
stories.
And it wouldn't be a real party unless the Wog Boy's old mate, Frank de Benedetto, was there
Now
too.
that there,
This is my wife.
ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
our MC, Vince Colosimo.
that's our MC Vince Colosimo there, ladies and gentlemen. Not her. Now, he's the guy who's chicken pizza fucking, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Do you remember him?
My sons, Tony and Tony.
Hello, fucking.
Hello, fucking.
I can't believe they're still using that joke 2 movies later.
They really are.
Steve, this is my wife, Dragana.
Hello, fucking.
My sons, Tony.
Now, see, he's a Yugoslav, and it is a.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of Croatian mates, and I can tell you in Australia that's people say stereotypes are bad and awful. I can tell you that is 100% accurate. That is exactly how Yugoslavs in this country talk. Croats, Serbs, a lot of them. Yes, this is my boys. You're Thomas fucking. You're fucking cock fucking. Okay, everything's something fucking.
Because when they come to Australia, they
learn the swear words.
Swear words.
That's right. That's right.
Ah.
And Australians swear like it's everyday
It's
parlance.
our second language, as we've illustrated on the show.
Exactly. Cunt isn't a rude word here. It's just something you hear all the time. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal here. So yeah, we have a good time. Fucking, this is the way they talk, right? Yeah, we have fucking good time. I go to take my mother out for chip and fish. Fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Tony and Tony.
Hello, fucking.
Steve, you have family?
No, I'm single, Tony.
Oh.
Hurry up and get married. You start to get older there, and you start to look like a sheep.
Is that Nick Giannopoulos in a wig or some other man in a wig?
You know what? I don't think it is, but it kind of looks like one of the guys who did that fucking British show.
Let's talk about Little Britain.
Little Britain, yeah, which I really didn't like at all.
No, I don't find that amusing either. Yes.
No, British humour for me has to be ultra dry for it to be funny.
Oh, yeah, let's have a look at the Wog Boys cast here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find out.
Well,
who
we've got Tony the
plays.
Yugoslav. Okay, we know that.
Tony the Yugoslav. I'm trying to work out who plays his mum.
Yeah.
Not showing here. I'm going to have to go on IMDb with this one, aren't I?
We'll let the trailer play because the audience want to see the fucking, the great quality that is Australian filmmaking, ladies and gentlemen.
And you start to look like a sheep. Like a Vince. I hate you. Look at yourself. You used to be Steve Karamitsis, the OG. Now you're just a sad and lonely WOG. You know, I jumped in my cab today. Hey, Claire. She dumped you after a week, didn't she? Yeah, but you know what she said?
You know, you actually deserve longer than a week.
No, she was coming on to you. Really? Yes, dickhead. We're going into that nightclub, Privilege. Park the car, go in. Let's start talking to her. Hi, I'm Steve.
Listen, mate, we have a strict no dickheads policy here.
Don't look at me like that, mate. No, you're getting me upset now. Just a chop on your neck, dead.
20 years ago, you destroyed her political career, and we're going to destroy you and everything you love.
And don't get the old Steve back. That's Steve.
God, this is awful. This looks so bad, man.
No wonder I didn't realise this movie had even been released.
I'm kind of sad that I know it has been now. I would have been happier if I had have not.
Just knowing Kings of Mykonos was the finale.
Well,
So
that was
they've
bad
definitely
enough,
They've gone a bit of Godfather 3, haven't they? They kind of ruined the beauty that was Wog Boy 1 and 2 by releasing a third.
This is really bad. So Jim's saying, so Greeks are to you guys what Italians are to us. No. Here, they're all wogs, right? So it doesn't matter if you're Greek or it's basically anyone Mediterranean. Maltese, they're wogs too.
Yeah, wogs, yeah.
They're all wogs, right? So you can be Greek or Italian or, in between or halfway. It doesn't matter. You're still in the same kind of bucket here in Australia because we like to simplify things, don't we? Keep it simple, stupid. So you're all wogs.
How much garlic do you consume? 40 cloves a week. All right, wog. Yep.
I've got a German background, and they call Germans wogs too. It's like, well, that's not even close to Italy. The appropriate slur would be kraut. Thank you very much.
Is long gone, mate. You know what they say, mate. You can teach it.
Oh, did they put a record scratch in the?
They did.
They put a record scratch
You
in it.
can teach an old dog new tricks.
And if that's how you know, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you in on the fucking biz here on the word, that's how you know a joke is coming. But
Nice, Gary!
when you hear a record scratch, so good job, guys. Fucking well
that
done.
and it's gone from sad music. Shit's about to get upbeat. Stig's about to get his mojo back.
He's going to get his mojo back.
That's what I'm picking.
He's going to fuck the wog girl, Greeno.
Find
Steve
out.
is long gone, mate. You know what they say, mate. You can teach an old wog new tricks.
An old wog new tricks, Greeno.
Good line.
Fucking how many wog? So this is basically the whole. This was why the first movie was so popular though, because they just kept using wog references all the time.
Yeah, and the phrase "curls get the girls" because he had
Girls get the girls. That's right. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's a sad fucking day, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. World War III. Check it out.
Look, that's a terrible movie. If you want to see now, I'm going to give you the other side here. If you want to see a good fucking Australian movie, okay, there aren't many of them. I'll show you a trailer
You
here.
love The Magician, man.
I really
You
do.
Be The Magician.
I really do, because it's such a good movie. It's low budget. It's just good. It's a really tidy, really good, clever movie. So this is what a proper Australian movie would look like an indie Australian movie. Have a look at this trailer.
Okay. Yep. You want to look there or here? Yeah. No. There. Camera. Like lens. Anytime. Right now? Yep. Yeah. Wrong. Okay. I will try to use the least amount of violence necessary. Okay. Yes. Are you cool with that? I'm cool with that. Thanks. When I agreed to make this documentary, I agreed on one condition. The condition was the public would only get to see this film if I was dead. Tony! Freddie must have a word too. Get the fucking car over there, the gold car. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Travis, put him on.
So this is obviously not ideal for people just listening. No. The background is kind of like following a hitman.
Yes. So basically the movie is a film student lives next door to a professional hitman and they become friends. And the hitman agrees to let the film student film and document his life on the condition that it would only be released if the hitman was killed at some point.
Yeah.
So that's the premise for the movie, and he goes on hits with him and stuff with a camcorder. It's kind of like Blair Witch Project, but it's very dry humor. It's very funny and dark at the same time. It's just a good fucking movie. It's well written. None of this, records. There's no record scratches and shit in it or anything like that. It's very raw, very low budget, but that's a proper good fucking movie. So don't let the Wog Boy fool you. There are some good ones floating.
There's some good Australian films out there.
There really are.
Not many, to be fair.
If any.
Not many.
Yeah. Jim saying Trailer Park Boys was better. Was that not a Kiwi show, though? I thought that was a Kiwi show. Trailer Park
Maybe.
Boys?
I'd never heard of it, never seen it.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it. I think that's a Kiwi show, isn't it? So,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, The Magician's a good one. So check that one.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Damo, we're going to cancel everything.
Cancel everything. What are we cancelling now?
We're cancelling the Bombers logo, apparently.
Oh, yes. Have a look at this. So the Essendon Bombers, they've been, they're an AFL team, one of the most successful AFL teams. I think they've won equal amount of premierships to Carlton, maybe, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Pies have the most, don't they?
No. Pies have been in the most grand finals, but they've also lost the most.
Lost the most. There we go.
But they have won a lot of them as well. Don't get me wrong, but they've been in the most grand finals, but they've also lost the most. Essendon and Carlton, I think, have won equally the most grand finals, and I think it's 18. So that would be like Super Bowls, 18 Super Bowls. So they're a pretty successful team. They've won fuck all for the last 20 years. They haven't won anything. And, of course, they had the big drug cheat scandal and all the rest of it. Essendon, we call them now, Greeno. So they are now considering changing their logo, because apparently the wartime aircraft image is offensive. But I don't find. Yeah, this is silly though, because if you look at it, I've always thought that the Bombers logo that doesn't look like a real plane to me. That looks like a cartoon picture.
Also,
like, it's
are
silly.
we also not pretending? We're just pretending that we're not dropping bombs off planes anymore.
Yeah, we still do that every day.
Every day.
Yeah,
we just don't hear about it because we're distracted by all the shit we have to see in the media instead.
Yeah. Ironically, Barack Obama, who used to talk about how awful it was to have offensive symbolism, dropped more bombs on people in the Middle East than any other fucking president, more than George W. Bush, Greeno. But I guess Essendon should just come out and make more, airy fairy speeches about equality, and then they'd be allowed to kill as many fucking innocent Arabs as they want. I think that's the way it works. So, they're going to change the logo. It's not really that big of a story, though. They've changed, like all sporting teams change their logos. They've changed this logo multiple times in the last 30 or 40 years.
What do they want to replace it with? That's
the problem. Now, it's always been some kind of plane or something.
And then also, for context for our American listeners, Essendon Airport.
Yes.
The area of Essendon is like airport town, effectively.
Yeah, that's
Hence
all
the
there is
Bombers'
there.
name.
Yeah.
It's fucking nothing but planes.
Now, see, this is the one I remember when I was little. This
And
was
the old one off the old AFL video game.
Yeah, so this is the one that was on all of their merch and shit back in the day when we were little kids. Okay, so it was 1997 they changed it to that.
Which that's a long haul.
Yeah. So
what was wrong with the old logo? Take the old, is the old logo less offensive?
I don't know. Is it the word Bombers? Are we going to get into Washington? Remember the Bullets, Greeno, and they had to change it to the Wizards?
The Wizards. Well, I think that might have to do with the fact that teams sucked and they thought if we rebrand it, we might get more fans or something stupid like that.
I remember. We were in high school when that happened. I remember, man. It was changed because they said that they said the Bullets encourages violence. And I remember as a fucking 16-year-old, I distinctly remember it. Because I was playing basketball at the time. We were talking about this at the time, and we were all saying, like, how fucking ridiculous is it that they say that it encourages violence to be called the Bullets? Like, what? So you think because there's a team called the Washington Bullets, that's going to inspire some young kid to go out and shoot somebody? What's fucking wrong with you? Little did we know back then in the late 90s that it would get so much worse. Like, we thought that was the peak of madness. That was probably actually, looking back on it, my first awakening to this kind of ridiculous fascination with assuming that because a team's called a certain thing, it therefore causes some kind of violence in reality. That happened back then. They said the Washington Bullets, no, it encourages violence and youth shootings and stuff. That's why we need to change it to the Wizards. And I wonder, do you think the Wizards, Greeno, what do you think that's encouraging? Isn't that encouraging kids to put black fucking nail polish on and black lipstick and pretend that they're goths? Isn't that worse? Wouldn't you rather?
1997, the name changed.
1997, yes.
Yeah.
And?
Yeah, you go. You're right. But because of the violent overtone it possessed,
there you go.
1995, A. Pollen. They then set up a poll, and then the name of the Wizards was chosen.
There you go. So I wasn't fucking wrong, and I remembered it. I told you in the late 90s, I was a kid. I was playing basketball.
Yeah.
I
just
told
can't
you.
remember that story. I just remember him changing the name, and I'm like, by that stage, I think I was starting to stop playing basketball, and I wasn't really much of a fan anymore, so I just didn't pay much attention to it. And the Wizards / Bullets sucked anyway, so I was like, oh, well, let me know when the Magic changed their name, and then I'll care. Yeah. So that was that. But yeah, this is just flat out stupid here. Bombers logo. If you're offended by a logo, fucking hell, man, the world is cooked.
I mean, but that's the thing. No one's offended by the logo.
No one's offended by this. It's obviously a slow news week. Did no one get concussed in the AFL this week?
It's not even a slow news week thing. This is the result, Greeno, of when these sporting teams. This is what professional sports does. Okay. Because it's professional.
I guarantee they're paid a consultant for this.
Yes, and they're hiring people who are graduating from universities with social studies degrees and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they need to tick certain boxes, and they need to say we're a sporting club with a social conscience, right? We've got a great community outreach
Didn't they
program.
pump their
It's
whole club
PR.
full of steroids for 3 years?
It is all PR though. It's 100% PR to prove to the rest of the PR people that they are the best at PR. Okay.
Is anyone buying a lot of this PR stuff anymore?
It doesn't matter if they're buying it; it's what's being sold. Yeah. So people will continue going to the footy because they support.
They want to watch the footy.
Yeah, they support Essendon Bombers. Okay. And they will bitch and moan, and at the end of the day, none of their bitching and moaning will make any difference because some fucking half-wit who's got a social studies degree who works at Essendon has decided that we need to take a more considered approach and be more inclusive of our very diverse fan base and perhaps consider the negative aspects of such a militaristic and violent iconism that is, represented in our symbology. And they'll write a report on that. And some half-wit who's probably very good at numbers and very good at delegating will read it and says, well, I don't want to be the manager who's responsible for creating friction within the community. We better act on this, right? And then it snowballs. And what the average fan wants doesn't really matter at the end of the day because they know that they're going to have 60,000 members every year regardless of what they do.
I tell you what, though, there's something to be said, though, about a cool logo versus a shit logo, right?
This logo's kind of cool.
The logo's fucking so cool that if you change it, it's like say the Essendon Fairy Breads or whatever.
Who's got a shit? Let's put a poll out there, Greeno. Let's brainstorm this. What are the shittiest sports logos? What are the best sports logos and a shittiest sports logo? I'll tell you, and I'm going to have a little bit of bias here. I'm going to show you Celtic Football Club is one of the best logos in world sports. And
some
why?
of the best logos are simplicity.
Look at that. It's been the same logo for over 100 years. Okay?
There you go. Simple.
A 4-leaf clover. That's it. It will never change. It's not going to change. That's what it is.
Football, like European football logos are probably the cream of the crop because of that, right? They don't change it. Like, here's our fucking logo, and that's what it is. And it's been that way since fucking 1800s, and that's the way it's going to be. And they just leave it at that because that is the symbol. That's the emblem. So anyone who sees that knows that's Celtic because it's been that way for 200 years. You know what I mean?
Brand recognition.
200, but
now, I've got my other favorite football team is Southampton, and I also think they have a pretty cool logo as well. So I'll show you that. This is the Southampton Football Club's logo. It looks like this looks like a flag that you would have been waving around in the 16 or the 1500s going to war or something, right? Now, that's a pretty cool logo too. I quite like it.
I think that looks something's drawn by a child, to be fair.
No. They're the Saints. So it was started by a church. So you've got the halo around the ball and the scarf and, the tree.
What's with the tree, though?
Yeah.
What's the tree, the water, and the flower about?
Well, because it's all, the water and the flower. The flower is the emblem of that particular county. The water is because Southampton, that's where all the ships sail from, right?
Okay.
I forget what the tree's about. But I quite like that logo as well. But okay, let's look at
how long's that one been around for? Fucking 200 years, right?
Yeah. I think that one's been around since like maybe the 70s. I think.
Even so, we're still talking almost 50 years, right?
This is the old. This is the old one. That's.
That one's. I prefer the kiddie one.
The kiddie one. So I mean, there are good logos. What's another good logo? I tell you a good logo, Greeno. Boston Celtics with the dude with the fucking guy.
Celtics logo's good.
Where is he? There he is.
Yeah, that's just a good logo.
That's a good logo.
At that, you could take away the words Boston and Celtics, and you know exactly who that team is.
Jim Enward's saying that's a privateer's flag, Greeno. So there you go.
Oh, there you go.
So the sailors, I guess, the privateers during old naval warfare and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what's another good logo? I tell you,
I think I personally like baseball logos because it's literally just the fucking letters, right?
That's right.
So if I say if you see the letters NY overturned, like intertwined, that's the Yankees, right?
Oakland A's, baby.
Yeah, the A's. You look up Yankees logo, that's the Yankees. You look up the Dodgers logo, it's L and A combined. You look up the Giants logo, it's S and F. You look up the Detroit Tigers, it's like an old English D. I like the baseball logos because they're literally just the letters. And once again, most of those have been that way for the better part of like 200 years.
I'm not a South Sydney Rabbitohs fan, but this Rabbitohs logo has been the logo for as long as I can remember.
Pretty much forever, and you don't change that. You don't ruin it.
No,
like
that's
the
the fucking
simplicity
logo.
of it. Like that is the jazzed up version because the original one was more of like an older looking rabbit.
This one,
but that is pretty much been its logo the entire time.
This one is the one when we were kids, isn't it? This one here.
Yeah, when we were kids, and then if you go to the one top left, like with the guys' jerseys. Yeah. This is what they used to wear. Yeah, this is what they used to wear more in the like early 1900s.
Black,
it
yeah,
was
just the black
it was
rabbit.
Just a rabbit. Yeah.
Yep. Sydney Roosters had the same one for years and years, and then they changed it in the 90s. Old school.
Same with the Bulldogs. Like they changed it to try and make it look more snazzy. It's fucking stupid.
So that's the new one there. I remember that one, the Sydney Roosters, but there was one.
Sydney Cox.
The Sydney Cox.
That one. Middle row, right hand side. Oh, sorry, you just passed it. Oh no, there you go. There's the
Eastern Suburbs. That's it.
Halfway. This is the one.
That's
the one on
old
the left
school
is the one I remember, and that's the one they had for I tell you
who's got a good one. Eastwood Rugby Club, Greeno.
Yeah. Wouldn't recognise it
my
if you asked me.
My favourite rugby club. Okay, rugby logo. There you go. That's a fucking logo there. There you go.
What do you want? Like I said, just. Here's our logo. Thanks for coming.
Yep. The Woods, Greeno.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Randwick.
Little, what do they refer to as? Little India.
Little India. No, Little Korea is Eastwood.
Little Korea. My apologies.
I guess that's Randwick Football Club. What about cricket teams, Greeno?
You don't associate like logos specifically because obviously you got the coat of arms on the Australian one.
Yep.
But cricket is whites. You know what I mean?
Middlesex with the cutlasses, Greeno.
Yeah, that's crap, mate. Who cares?
You
Fuck
don't
that.
like cutlass?
No, I don't like logos for cricket. Like, I want you to wear whites and I want you to wear a cap. That's it.
Yeah.
And your national logo on top.
Jim says the South Sydney Rabbitohs one looks like a gas station logo.
How dare you?
South Sydney Gas.
Let's have a look. No, nothing.
No, nothing. So what's a good logo, Green?
That's logos. Cancelling everything.
Since we're on logos, just one more. Let's just do this one. One that I remember from when I was a kid. Yeah.
This one's been cancelled, mate.
That has been cancelled, but that face is that's
Chief Wahoo. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, if we're doing logos, where's the Mighty Ducks?
Oh, yeah, of course, the Mighty Ducks. Now, how many Mighty Ducks logos have there been? Because I'm sure they've changed that every fucking 10 years.
They've changed that a whole bunch. Now, the irony of it is I was listening to a podcast during the week with Wayne Gretzky.
That's the one I kind of remember.
That's the one I remember, yeah. And he was talking about how when they released the Mighty Ducks movie, Michael Eisner from Disney is like, we're going to change the name of this ice hockey team to the Mighty Ducks. We're going to release a movie called the Mighty Ducks. It's going to be fucking amazing. Wayne Gretzky, that's a fucking stupidest idea.
Who were they before the Mighty Ducks? What were they called?
I don't know. But he changed them to the Mighty Ducks. Like, we're just going to rename it.
Now, my favourite hockey team growing up was the New Jersey Devils, and they have a great logo. I love that logo, man. That's
great
fantastic.
Logo.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
That hasn't changed much, has it?
No, that one's been pretty much as long as I remember it.
Well, so what? They were Kansas City at one point, Colorado.
Yes, slight variations.
So since 1982. So that's that's a good run.
Yeah, it's the same logo with slightly changed shades.
Yeah. They were just the Ducks, apparently. They were the Anaheim Ducks, I guess.
Yeah, so Michael Eisner said we're going to change it to the Mighty Ducks, and they fucking sold billions in merch on the back of the movie.
Very smart. Very smart.
And Wayne Gretzky's like, what do I know? You're a fucking genius. You just made $1 billion.
Well, since you mentioned Wayne Gretzky, wasn't he the New York Rangers?
He was Edmonton, wasn't he?
I thought he was the New York Rangers. Now, that's a good logo.
That's a good logo.
That really is a good logo. Yeah, wasn't he the Rangers?
Didn't he? I thought he signed a big contract to go. Oh, no, it was LA, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I've always thought that Gretzky was.
I thought he was like a Canadian club. Like, I don't know much about hockey, and it's pretty evident right now. I think.
Jim Edwards a Canadian. It's not fair. He's got a bias.
Edmonton Oilers, and then he ended up going to LA. Is my guess.
Well, it comes up Wayne Gretzky, New York Rangers. So.
Okay.
Well, there he is in the Rangers gear.
Well, maybe it was New York he went to. I could be fucking wrong. Well, let's look at the teams he played for. Fucking look up his Wikipedia page.
Okay.
This show has completely gone off the rails again.
Oh, it always happens at the end of the show, though. Wayne Gretzky teams. Okay, so you got the Oilers and the LA Kings, I guess.
LA Kings, that's the one I'm thinking of because it was a big controversy. So you went from your Edmonton Oilers, like Canadian team, and then went to the new upstart franchise of LA, and they're like, oh, you fucking sold out, Wayne, fuck you. And then people hated Wayne Gretzky because he signed with LA.
Ah, right, okay. But he did play for the Rangers maybe when he was old then, I guess?
Yeah, obviously he might have signed with a different team after that, but that's the one I kind of remember.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I only remember him in the Rangers, I guess. So there you go.
There you go. I just remember him as, just...
How many fucking teams did he play for, the slut?
A lot by the look of it.
Wayne
I see a
Gretzky's
Maple Leaf in there.
Yeah, no, that can't be right. Oh, he
Wayne
played for Canada. I understand that, yeah. So there you go. Edmonton Oilers.
See who he played for.
Okay.
All right. Indianapolis Racers, Edmonton Oilers. Then he went to LA Kings, St. Louis Blues, and New York Rangers. So he didn't actually play for too many teams, to be fair. He did play for fucking 21 years. So effectively, 5 teams over 21 years. Pretty solid effort.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Oilers, not a bad logo either, by the way.
Yeah, Oilers have been around a while. Oh, fucking logos. Let's talk NFL. Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys, yeah.
Just the big star, right?
That's a good logo. That's definitely a good logo. Yeah, look at that.
Bang. That's all you need.
You know, I grew up when I was young. I liked the Bills, so let's have a look.
Hey, you're a Bills fan? The Bills logo's been the same forever?
It really has.
Well, it feels like it.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one right there. There's a Buffalo Bill.
Yep, that red line through it. Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking fantastic. There's some good logos out there.
There is.
Yeah. And then, okay, so what's some crappy logos? I'll tell you a good one. I know this one. This is going to be really left field because there was an exchange student at my high school who came from this town, the Asheville, North Carolina. Okay, she came from. It was it was a baseball team. It's a minor league team called the Asheville Tourists.
Oh yeah.
And the logo was like this bear. There he is. That was the Asheville. Look at
that is terrible.
Because I remember her telling me one day, "Oh, we love the Tourists. That's our team." And she showed me, and I'm like, "Is that really your logo, the bear?"
Yeah.
And it always amused me because I always used to think the local paper in Asheville would say "Tourists defeat tourists." They were called the Tourists. Their own team is called the Tourists.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a terrible logo, by the way.
Oh,
like no one's buying
Jim's
that shirt.
Jim's saying the Pittsburgh Steelers have a terrible logo. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I've seen this logo before. I can't remember being that bad.
Oh, what is it? It's nothing.
It's nothing. It is what it is.
That's a nothing logo, isn't it? What is a Steeler, I guess?
I guess maybe I'm assuming those colours represent something, Jim.
I remember the Bengals logo being quite.
The Bengals logo's good.
Is it? I guess it's just a tiger.
The big B with the Bengal thing there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Anyway, let's talk a little bit of Ashes, Damo.
Ashes.
We're getting fucking thing because we had some punter genius.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to bed at some point, aren't we? So
eventually, we're both discussing before the start of the show. Like, a bit tired. I'm like, make it a tight one. It's back and been going 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But this is a bit of a so the Australian team won the first Ashes in a cracking test.
It really was a
test
great
number
game.
1.
Yeah.
It was Bazball versus traditional cricket apparently, and traditional cricket came out the winner in the first test, and the English commentary over there in Sky Sports,
so much dick sucking. I had a bad taste in my mouth watching it.
Oh, exactly. I was like, there's a bit of pre-cum there. That's no good. It was basically reminiscent of the old school, like not the old school, the more latter day Channel 9, where the most ridiculous bias, try and pump everything up kind of commentary.
Now the Australians have lost 6 for 45 here, but they're still in a dominant position. Like that kind of
exactly.
shit. Yeah.
Just absolutely ridiculous, so biased, so one-eyed, and not just fucking call the game for what it is. Yeah. And Kevin Peterson, not surprisingly, was at the forefront of it. And good to see Punter, who I called last week as the best commentator in the game at the moment.
Yep.
You're a fan of Kerry O'Keefe, and that's fine.
Love
Kerry's
Skull.
fucking probably equal first. But yeah, for me, I love listening to Ricky Pontius' analysis because he calls out that bullshit straight away. Like, hey, man, what are you fucking talking about? Like, you know, let's calm down here.
This was fucking hilarious.
This was at lunch on day 4. Now Joe Root had just scored. Like, he'd come out and he's like, "Oh, great intent." He reverse sweeped off Cummins off the first over or some shit like that. Played some outlandish shots. When England probably needed to consolidate at that particular point. When they were trying to score
mate, we're playing Bazball, bro. Fuck consolidation,
Bazball.
hey?
I'll give a fucking nice Gary to another podcast. Full credit to the boys who, after the victory of this, was touting the joys of Cumball. Because Pat Cummins got us home.
I like it. We'll go with it. You play Bazball, we'll play Cumball. Let's see who wins. Fuck yeah. Love it. Absolutely.
But this was the kind of bullshit that poor old punter had to deal with, and he handled it appropriately.
Yep, let's have a look.
Joe Root and how he just owned the game.
He ran
the game. He was pure quality, and he just owned that space. And just had all of this lot. We're just scratching their heads, going, "What do we do?"
You know why punter had a go at him? Now I've figured it out. Because Peterson literally put his fingers in punter's chest there. Did you see that? And he goes,
No, I didn't see that.
"Oh, have a look at this again." Now Peterson, he's taller than punter. And he goes, all of this lot saying, "What do we do?" And he literally sticks his fingers into punter's shoulders here. And you know what punter's like? He's going to be like, "Fuck you, you lanky prick." You know?
Didn't this guy glass a tranny in a pub?
Yes.
When he was like the next big thing.
Yes. So watch this. So you watch carefully. Watch KP stick his fingers into punter's shoulder here and say, like, all of you lot didn't know what to do. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what got Potter's back up. That's why this comment came out, obviously.
And how he just owned the game. He ran the game. He was pure quality, and he just owned that space. And just had all of this lot. We're just scratching their heads, going, "What do we do?" Well, sort of.
He's out now. He got 40.
Nice, Gary!
Hunter. Love Hunter.
See, look, I'll pause it right. Okay.
No, I saw the video.
Right there. Look at
This
that
lot. I don't
shit.
think he actually touched his chest, but he was pointing at punter.
No, that's touching. That is dead
I
set
think that's
touching.
touching. I think it's distance there.
No. You can see his finger bending, Greeno. We're doing the play-by. We're doing frame. We're rolling it back. Look, you can see his bend.
No, we need another angle. This is like Zapruder footage, mate. I need to see the other angle.
You can see his finger bend when he makes contact there with punter's jacket.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Look at that. Look.
Now, let me put it on. I'm going to put it on my bigger screen now.
Okay,
Give me a sec.
rock and roll it
Now,
there.
Rock and roll it there. Now, wait, let's put it on the big screen. What am I going to expand? Nah, it's not doing that. All right, go. Oh, yeah, no, there is a bit of free. Okay, yeah, no, fucking.
That's
sorry,
a touch,
look for you.
Greeno. Can we get
There's
Snicko
definitely a touch
on that
there.
on the
There's not
jacket?
much, yeah.
It's a touch. It's definitely
There's
a touch.
Definite edge. I'm going to have to get you to reverse your decision there, Greeno.
Owned the game. He ran the game. He was pure quality, and he just
Fuck
owned that
you,
space.
sticking your finger
And
in
just
my
had
chest.
All
Look,
of this
see,
lot. We're just
that one.
scratching their heads, going, "What do we do?" Well, sort
Well,
of.
he's out now. He got 40.
Nice, Gary!
He ran the game. Yeah, he did. He could have consolidated and
Greeno.
fucking scored 100 and put England in a better position. Instead, they lost the test. Well done.
Well done. Nice, Gary.
They're 5 for 155,
Yep.
and he scored 40. Fuck off.
Fuck off, you fucking prick. Jim, that's going to be the call of the Ashes now. I'm telling you. Every time Ollie Robinson does something, it's going to be fuck off, you fucking prick. Jim Edwards, Greeno. Jim Edwards asking you, Greeno, show me your baseball fit in the Discord.
Nice, Gary!
My baseball fits.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll get on that.
Okay. You've got your kit. I guess he's asking for the kit reveal, is he? Or
I don't have a picture of the kit, to be fair, Jim.
don't you?
No, I don't.
What about your outfit, Greeno? Do you not have
I've got
your
it.
local shirt or your
Yeah,
team?
no, I got it here. I just don't have a picture of it on my computer in any way, shape, or form.
You're going to have to take a picture and send it to him on
I'll take
Discord.
a picture and send it over to Jim.
Put it in the starting block Discord channel. By the way, I think it's the Daily Boogie Discord, but if you want to follow the block on there, you can do so. So jump in, say good day.
You can.
All right. I think that's it. I think we should probably fucking get out of here.
No, man, we're going to do a fucking Shohei stab.
Shohei. Let's go.
This guy's fucking absolutely stupid.
Completely forgot about Shohei.
In a good way. So,
Look at him now embracing the fucking swagger. Look at this. I love this version of Shohei. Now he's like...
He's come to realise he's
I am the
greatest
best
player ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Not just this year, like ever. He's amazing. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear whatever they want me to wear.
Samurai helmets. Fuck it. Who cares?
That's it. Look at this I can see next year, like, to get Atani back because he's off contract at the end of this year. They'll set up a little karaoke section for him.
Nice,
so when he gets a
Gary.
dinger, he can pump out a bit of Manny Pacquiao, like what was fucking Manny Pacquiao song that we used to always play on the show? When Manny was a singer.
Sometimes when we touch the honesty too much, and I have to close my eyes and hide.
That's the one.
I want to see Shohei Ohtani when he wins the MVP. I was born in the wagon of a traveling show.
Yes.
Nice, Gary.
But people last year somehow the MVP judges robbed him of another MVP because they decided the AL in inverted commas record for home runs was worth more than a dude doing two jobs at the same time. This year, Atani's gone a big fuck you to the MVP judge. He's like, well, you want to see how valuable I am? I'm just going to fucking dominate at everything yet again. Here's the Angels team leaders. Runs, Ohtani. Hits, Ohtani. Home runs, Ohtani. Bases on balls, Ohtani. He was tied with Trout on that day.
And yet people are still like, oh, Trout's the best, Trout's the best, Trout's the best.
Trout is fucking amazing. Trout is literally like maybe the best player ever aside from Ohtani.
Yeah.
But
So that means Greeno. Let me correct you. That means he's the second best player ever.
Second best behind Ohtani. RBI, Ohtani. Stolen bases, Ohtani. On base percentage, Ohtani. Slugging, Ohtani. On base plus slugging, Ohtani. Oh, and then let's just how are we going? How are we going with pitching? Wins, Ohtani. ERA, Ohtani. Strikeouts, Ohtani.
Mate,
He's leading his own team in everything.
It won't surprise me if at one point Ohtani pitches and then catches it himself. You know, like he'll pitch and catch to his own fucking pitches. You know,
he'll call his own game. He'll call his own game.
He will throw it and then run down there and fucking catch it as well. And then he'll be telling the umpire, oh, no, that was outside the fucking...
He's now leading all of MLB in home runs. His 13-game hit streak, I think, came to an end last week. It's just fucking ridiculous. But it doesn't seem like we can do a show without putting a Shohei Statman in here somewhere because he's just that good. Why don't we leave it till fucking 11 o'clock on a Friday night Australian time to do it? But we put him out there.
Does he? You're more
Shohei.
involved with baseball media than I am. Does he get the fucking love that he deserves? Or is it one of those things where it's going to be like long after he retires, people will be like, "Holy shit, he really was just the fucking."
He gets the love from a baseball standpoint, probably not to the extent that he should. If he was
He should be like the LeBron James of baseball. Yeah.
He'd be fucking like LeBron James level of coverage. But he's a Japanese player, and they give him a little bit less for that. Hence the reason Judge won the MVP last year. And similar to why, what's his name? Nikola Jokic didn't win the MVP again this year.
Let me hear you say that ain't right.
Overseas guy.
That ain't right.
Jokic. My apologies.
It's pronounced Jokic fucking.
Jokic. Nikola Jokic.
Nice, Gary.
My apologies.
Jokic fucking. Okay.
So yeah, look, he does get plenty of love and plenty of coverage, and like you just can't sing the praises of this dude enough. But he probably does deserve a little bit more, but you got to spread the love around.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. We got no plugs. Couldn't do life. You know where it is. Still under construction.
Guaranteed to launch any minute now, Greeno, I think.
Any minute, yeah. It's nice and primed, ready to go.
This was nearly a 2-hour show. This is good. I needed this. I was just telling Greeno before the show that I've been working so hard lately, man. I've been doing like 14-hour days for weeks now, and it's just been fucking relentless.
Didn't think about work for 2 hours, though, did you?
I really didn't. It's 2 hours off, and like literally 30 seconds before we ending the show now, I'm thinking about the work I'm going to have to do tomorrow. Like it's already...
Think about it?
It's already clicking back in again, but this was
We
a
gave
nice
you a
little
2-hour
break.
mental break, sir. That's what we
you
try and
really
achieve
did.
here on the show.
That's it. And I hope you had a mental break too, because if you think about this too much, then you're doing it wrong, basically.
Yeah.
So. All right. On that note, we'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down